Good night, good night,
My
good night.
soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. When we cross over, comrade, make we cross over. Comrade, make we cross over. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power. My soul, shout out for power when we cross over.
Good night. Hey, Gio baby. Back from California. Good night, Maureen. Good night, everybody. Good night. Sorry for the slight delay. Listen. Wanna know how it go with me now with these issues. Wanna know how it go. I wanna do. What's up? What's up? I know YouTube supposed to be hearing me properly now. First things first. Good night, everybody. Good night, Sharon. Good night, Maureen. Good night, Gio baby Brad. Good night, Unfriendly. Good night, Skiddy. Good night, Barbara. Good night, Audrey Campbell. Good night, everybody. Good night, good night, good night, good night, good night. I'll choke myself. Welcome. Woo! May drink some lemon water. It look like something go somewhere bad. Hey Angela, how you doing over there on YouTube? Alright, so tonight excuse me, tonight we're supposed to merge up with Mystic Sensation over there on YouTube tonight. I am hoping that it works out. Browser can't access my devices. The mic is working. Alright, the mic is working. It look like because OBS is using the camera, so Mystic have to go deal with me without the camera, but that's okay. I'm not sure what's going on. The mic is working. Alright. Yeah, so good night everybody. We have a heap to talk about tonight. Whole heap. Now YouTube and TikTok, you are seeing part of Mark Golding's passport. My pretty little something effect when me look. I can't deal with TikTok, you know. They keep moving the effects. So my little effect when me like, when I see the little box up the top, I now find it. So when I put up the green screen, when I'm not seeing it properly. You're not seeing how I want it to see. I don't know. TikTok keeps on changing up the green screen effects. Good night, One Flow. I'm freezing. I'm freezing over there on TikTok. Unfriendly, you sure? Make sure you know. Talk to me. Talk to me. Wanna talk to me, TikTok. Talk to me. Good night, Zenique. Am I freezing? That's what I'm trying to find out. Was alright. Well, gonna share up a live quick and fast. Wanna know the shrips. Share up the live. Share up the live. Share up the live. Share up the live for me. And I'm gonna do the same. Alright? Good night, everybody over there in YouTube world. Alright? So me I go share up the live. And I want Ona to share up the live for me too. I am very low. YouTube saying I'm gone very low. Listen, I'm trying. May I try with you, may I try with you today. New location, new instruments, everything new. May I try? I'm not sure why I'm very low spectrum, but I hope I have resolved the issue. Alright, I hope it's okay now. So, Mark Golding has released a video showing his passport. And that's what you guys are seeing now. Alright? I particularly don't know if I like that, but it is what it is. I don't know if I am particular. I don't know. Me don't know if me would have do it. Height with show you do. Alright. So everybody else said them hearing me. But me personally, I don't know if I would have done something like that. But it is what it is. I think that we need to put an end to this discussion now about Mark Golden citizenship, because it is a red herring, it is a distraction, and we need not be distracted anymore by this. This is just my 2 cents. I don't know if you all agree with me, but it's just my 2 cents. Me think so we make them distract with too much now by this. Hey, YouTube, Wagwan, you TikTok. Oh, we only there 50. Wanna share up the live, man. TikTok, share up the live, share up the live, share up the live. Tap up the screen, share up the live. This 50 thing now go cut it, you know. What's going on? All the numbers so low. Share up the live, share up the live, share up the live. But as I say, we are seeing where he has shared his passport. I don't know. He's shared his own data. I don't know if I would have done that, but we're going savage and friendly. I don't know if I would have done that, but I mean the choice is his own to make. So it is what it is. So tonight with Mystic, we'll be going we'll be sharing program with Mystic Sensation. That's what we will be doing. And what that means is that both you can see on both platforms. So you can see on Mystic's program as well. You understand? So that will happen at about 8:45. Well, 7:45 your time. Alright? So I'm going to share up the live for me, make us get the numbers up. Because we have quite a few things to talk about, you know. We have quite a few things to talk about. This is the first thing. But you see, when you have a dirty drunker like Daryl Vaz calling the shots, and Daryl Vaz cannot call the shots, you know. I'm going to show you why Daryl Vaz can't call the shots. We discussed this a couple weeks ago. Daryl Vaz, right? When you see these annotations in Daryl Vaz visa, this is why Daryl don't have no talk. This is why Daryl don't have no talk. Because all of them annotation there, Daryl get a 1 year visa when him get back in visa. Remember, you know, make we go through this again. I can't understand Jamaican people and how they are distracted by somebody with no credibility. Remember, say, them have him as a controlled substance trafficker, you know, aka a drug dealer, you know. I saw them notify him as, you know, all of them something here in him passport. Is that it mean, you know? So this is why I'm saying to you, I cannot understand how somebody like a Daryl Vaz full of so much talk. Because all of them little something here in him visas. You soon see the visa YouTube, may I bring it up for you now. All of them little something here in him visa. It means something. If you look in your visa, him get a multiple entry visa, right? And him issue date is him basically get a 1 year visa. The visa is 1 year. But if you look in your visa, you not see all of them something there. You not see 212 small d 3A waiver of whatever granted. You're not seeing those things. You know why? Because he got a waiver. Mark Golden don't have those things. Mark Golden don't have those things in his visa. Mark Golden don't have those things in his visa. So me want to know why it is that we are allowing somebody like a waste man like Daryl Vaz to distract us. And that me want to know, you know. 1 year multiple entry. Right? That is what they gave him. 1 year multiple entry. I'm going to tap up the screen. Share up the live for me, please. I beg. Let us get more people on, especially TikTok, what go on TikTok? Me not used to them numbers here, you know. What go on over there. When you share up the live for me, I could get some more people on. Because this program is gonna be a big deal. I can tell you that much. There is something we want to discuss with you know. When me telling you say labor right wicked and lie, you don't believe me no. You don't believe me when me telling you say labor right wicked and lie. Me see Babsy Grange do something this morning. When me want to show now. Me need to bring it up. Me see Babsy Grange do something this morning. And this is how you realize that the whole of them wicked and evil and disgusting and full of. Me I go show now. I have to show now. I have to show now. Just bear with me while I send it out to Uno. Because let me tell you something. This woman have to go down. She's a wicked woman. Imagine Babsy Grange. See it come in here. Now give me a minute. Let me access it. No, that's not it. I'm gonna access it. I'm going to bring it up on the screen. Alright. I don't like how the picture them look on the screen, but it is what it is. You know, work with me. Give me a minute. Just give me a minute there. Sinus is draining. Sorry for that, YouTube. When you hear me I snort like a cokehead. Something just drain my sinus. Alright. Let's bring this back up. Let us bring this back up. There is something that I need you all to see. See it here. That is it. Alright. So only remember when Babsy Grange. Only listen to me now. Yeah man, we are going to take a demon, but I'm going to put on one next demon on your screen. I'm going to put a next demon on your screen, my love. I am sorry. Apologies. Somebody over YouTube tell me take the demon off of them screen. But apologies. I have to put back another demon on your screen. Just for a brief minute. But I'm sure you understand because we're telling a story. We're telling a story, YouTube. We're telling a story. So, imagine now. Wanna listen to me good. Babsy Grange put up this post, alright, on Saturday. I'm going to show you how disingenuous Babsy is. Babsy Grange put up this post on Saturday, right? And Babsy Grange did not acknowledge. Babsy did not acknowledge.
Presents on the 26th of July 2024. Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica, join us in conference as we speak against corruption, crime, poverty, failed healthcare, poor education, and injustice in Jamaica. This takes place on the 26th of July.
You can see where the original post cut off, right? When you're following me, you see the post and you see say it's short. Right?
So Will Rattigan, Mystic Sensation, Herb Nelson Jr., Aromatic, Sister Maria, Jamaican Carlos, Dr. Rupert Francis, Jeffrey Tavares, and more. This is going to be a very important event for all Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica. Don't miss this event. If you care about our country, Jamaicans in the diaspora, we can make a difference.
Whatever. It done right, that's all. Right?
If you're looking for an online magazine aiming to captivate and empower, look no further than Daisy Magazine. Daisy Magazine is the leading online publication in the US. Subscribe to Daisy Magazine, the digital subscription publication. Subscribe at www.magster.com/p/Daisy. Subscribe to the leading online publication, Daisy Magazine.
So make we open that.
Hello and welcome. Happy Tuesday. Hi Kamala, welcome. All right, so happy Tuesday to everyone in
This is
television
Babsy's
land.
post.
Happy
If you don't
Tuesday
mind,
to
I
our
reply.
silent
You're gonna see
supporters,
Babsy
and
post.
happy
I'm going to
Tuesday
show
to
you
everyone
now.
in the chat.
So that is where the post end, right? That was her original post.
Oops,
But Babsy is so stupid she don't realize that people can screenshot things.
sorry guys.
So Babsy changed her post now. Babsy has
Why am I
updated
not
her
able to?
post. And I'm
One
gonna show you
second,
how
sorry.
lie and wicked Babsy is.
So okay,
Babsy
so
has
tonight's topic
updated her
is dual
post
citizenship,
and added an
constitution
extra
reform,
paragraph.
and the rise of democratic
You come
socialism. When
say
you
she
come in,
go
please
and she
remember to
changed the
thumbs up the
post.
live,
Over
share us out
24
if you
hours
can,
later,
and
a
if
matter
you're
of
new
fact,
to the channel, please
almost
show us
36
some
hours later,
support by
Babsy did change her
subscribing, which will
post.
be greatly appreciated. Let me just quickly welcome those in the chat,
Babsy
and then I will
go
hand
change
over
the
to
post.
Baron. As you
Add
see,
an
we have
entire extra
Pamela
paragraph.
already joined
Mama is
in.
disgusting. She's a proper jungle
So
child.
we
She
have
is a
Youngs,
proper
Truck
jungle.
Life,
But
Velma,
I
Monish, Judith
wanted to see the
Livermore,
post. My
Doris
phone
McCoy,
freeze.
Lyris
But I wanted
Beckford,
her to see the
Montague
post.
James, Don Mel,
Right? Because I'm gonna tell
Rennie
you what she
Swaby,
did.
Janet
She went and updated the post, added an extra paragraph where she highlighted that Comrade Patterson was in the picture. And
James,
then
sorry,
after that
Janet
now she proceeds to
Jones, Miss
gaslight
Yvonne,
everybody who saw the
Cynthia Murray,
post
Andrea
to make it
Hunt,
look like
Barris
me.
White,
She never
her
make the post.
Dana
That's what Babsy did. Right?
Emily, Leroy
Babsy.
Henry, Faye Lyons, Monica Hall, Noel Williams, Maxine Cummings.
What is?
Welcome, welcome, Jeanette. Let's welcome. Happy Tuesday. Without any delay, I am going to hand over to Baron so I
Babsy
can do some housekeeping, and he will talk
change
about
the
the
post.
other guests that are
Edit the
going to be
post better.
joining in.
All right. Thank you, Effie, for that precursor there. And of course, we have Kamla, the right mango, with us here today. We also will be having in studio Zara Burton, and we will be having Herb Nelson join us later. And we'll be also have Ratigan and Maria will be joining us today. So, of course, we have a full panel today, right? That we will be dissecting some information as it relates to dual citizenship, right? In terms of have a better understanding, right? We'll be using supported documents, supported evidence, right? To justify the means of persons who are in the Commonwealth, be a Commonwealth citizen, right, has the right to represent us in Parliament, right, based on the Constitution. So let me just
Mystic. Sorry about that.
Yes.
I was live, so
Yes.
they were hearing you, but you weren't hearing me. I'm just bringing you in now.
Oh.
Yes, remember, say I'm live
All
on
right.
my platform
Thank you
too.
so
So
much.
we are trying this merger thing. So them telling me, say them
All
hearing
right.
you, but them not here. It's like we're running two simultaneous. So welcome. You're not wasting my camera here, but I am here.
Yes.
Because the camera is
That's
in
okay.
for
All right. People, and go ahead, Kamala.
Yeah, man. So I'm just telling my viewers, I am now joining Mystic Sensation on his program, and he's joining me on my program. So welcome, Anne-Marie and Mystic. Byron, welcome to Politics Church Nightly. All right, and I am a guest also on his platform. So that is what was causing the mix-up. All right, me not cuss your father. Somebody tell me say me cuss them. Me not cuss your father, Perry. All right, Mystic. Yeah, man. I'm up and running.
Blessing.
Blessing.
All right. Thank you, Kamala, for that. So remember, our subscribers, right, and all the persons in TV land. Remember to go over Kamala, the right mango, right, and subscribe to our channel because you know that she's a thunderbolt, right? And so please, I'm asking you, right, begging you, right, for you to subscribe to our channel. Also,
And I
remember
advise my
Aromatic
viewers and
to also.
subscribers go and subscribe to Mystic Sensations channel.
All right. Yes, because I mean, unity is strength.
That is it.
And of course, we want to make sure that we are disseminating the right information to our people so our people can make that informed decision when it comes to general election, because this is the mission onward to general election. And what we are here for, we are here to ensure good governance, right? We are here to ensure that we want a government that deals with honesty and integrity. That's the object. That's the objective of our purpose, right? Driving this mission. So we are going to get into the program right now, right? And I want to just set certain things straight here. So before we start, of course, we are going to fly smoothly as usual, right? And we are going to play Dr. Dayton Campbell at the Braze River Divisional Conference, right? So I want people to tune in and listen. Tonight, it's going to be very hot. Trust me, because we are going to be dealing with the issues, right? The issues of disinformation, misinformation, distractions, and of course, get into the issue with Mark Golding being a Commonwealth citizen, right? And vying for prime ministership and in parliament. So we will get into that. So without any further delay, let us get into the smooth flight with Dr. Dayton Campbell at the Braze River Divisional Center Conference.
To all of the other comrades who are seated at the head table. And of course, to you, the backbone of the People's National Party, the warriors of the PNP, greetings. We are in conference season, so it's natural that it gives us an opportunity to respond to certain things.
Turn it up the little mystic.
Before I get to the labor right, and I will get
I can do. That's what I was looking.
I want to come in and leave them alone, because if you leave the line unchecked, people start believing, so we don't leave them alone.
It's actually low, Kamla.
I am recording already 90%.
I want to thank the supporters, the members of the People's National Party. Respect due to the supporters of the People's National Party. And respect is due because
itself.
4 years ago, or 3.5 years ago, we suffered a very terrible defeat. And after that, several persons in the society write me off. Let's say 49 seats is a 2-term or 3-term victory. We can't come back for now. Let's say all sorts of things. But we are back, and we are in the lead because of the support of our members and our supporters who never left the PNP, not for a minute. And so as a respect due to the Congress, them. People then, when no matter what one, you put on your armband, you put on your orange shirt, no matter what people have said, you roll a fist and put your fist up in your ear.
It cut out now. Nah, you're not at all.
Follow PNP for life.
Him boss fire him. Go outside.
Because in shame and start beg friend. And day, and you the man come out and the man a cuss and this like talk to them. They say, watch it. No coverage. It was Jackson called.
It choppy bad. Now hear it good.
First John take interview. Matthew Samuel. When me caught me, them and link me left, right, and said, at 20 cents.
Yeah, man, me not hear it clearly at all. Let me mute myself.
Come in, you go. We take him a road. We carried him to divisional conference.
Alright, I mute myself so I can hear me talking because I not hear that clearly at all. And we have things to talk about.
When we go, they go cool again. Still them behind by double digits, you great. They call record, including clip views. And then we take the interview and go over them.
When you hear a little better now?
One time when the argument I go reach me, we have to draw deep and have the shoes for argument. So you meet to them, women. I said, then if you give the people in the first farm or second farm, these 6 games, and you think they're not passing. So they couldn't pass him, and it's a 5-year term, you will look at time.
No, they said they're having an issue with it as
When we were going
well.
towards the local government election, the Labour Party make a plan that they're going to call the local election in our government market. And that they are going to win the election.
Sorry guys, it's the video is slow.
We are going to start fight amongst
The volume is slow on.
And then 3 months later, they are going to call the general election. That's one Darrell Pass knows the Labour right talk to it to them. As a matter of fact, Darrell, be sure it's a Labour right start to me. A Labour right called me this morning and said they're going to praise River, they must pick up Andrew Holness, Julian Holness, Andrew Wheatley, Everett Warmington, Bobby Montague, and Fly Green. He said 6 names, he must give 30 for the one.
Did nano manners. Did nano manners.
The information minister can say nothing to me because a Labour right tell me so. Me don't break no law. So she said, as a Labour right tell me so. But anyways.
Alright, I guess that cut out now.
Oh, different dance again. Yeah, so when we go into the local election or we come out of the local election. No.
Tap up the screen. TikTok, tap up the screen.
We are going to do it like with our primary school. John had 5 mangoes. John went into the. Did John win or lose the election?
Won the election.
Oh my.
Let me ask one next question. The Jamaica Labour Party went into the election with 130 divisions. And they come out of the election with 100.
Now hear nothing no.
That third.
This not work out for him at all. The video they no good. The quality of the video is very poor. Quality of that video is very poor. Or is my Wi-Fi? Probably is my Wi-Fi giving the trouble. I don't know.
So sorry, but it's the Excel.
Yeah, the video is.
Yeah, the video quality is very poor. I realize that.
And start to create this
Yeah.
minister and I say culture. That them say, no, let me show you something. Maths is a thing, you know. Faculty, you're a mathematician. Maths is a thing, you know. Andrew Wallace has led the Labour Party to 3 local government. 2012, 2016, and 2024.
Them say me live.
When we done election, we normally
Them say me live flag. TikTok, I'm gonna end it and start it again. Them say it flag. I think it's because I use my, not you, Mystic.
Right?
Not you, Mystic. Just on this side.
In 2016,
TikTok, we end and start again quickly.
7,000 votes. In 2024, they get 289,000 votes. Mark Holiness led the PNP to 1 local government election. At the end of the local government election, the PNP got 311,000 votes. Then how this man is so popular and the greatest thing ever. And Mark Holiness get 20,000 more votes than him. Probably Montague got up in Parliament at the Labour conference and said Mark Holiness is an asset to the Labour Party. A few years ago with the Mount Order said. They said Mark Holiness is an asset to the Labour Party. All of a sudden when they get a beating now, all of a sudden they run now and I tell you say he can't run because he was this and he was that. If he was British, if he was Australian, if he was Jamaican, it don't matter what he did. When you call the election, we are going to put the X squarely beside the head and send Mark Holiness to Jamaica House as the Prime Minister.
Amen.
No. You see, if me when I go take some advice about the Constitution of Jamaica, me not take no advice from somebody who 4 times know the court tell them send them unconstitutional. That the person couldn't be the person to give me the advice. Andrew Wallace. And people don't remember this, you know. Let me give you this. When Congress motion in Formula 1 in 2011, December 2011, in her inaugural speech in January 2012, she said, time come now. And when the Congress was a motion start, the time come argument. She said, time come now, we get rid of Queen. And Mark Holding as our Justice Minister put together some bills because we wanted to get rid of the Queen and we wanted to get rid of the Privy Council. Andrew Wallace decided that if one of these senators them kick them back and go vote for the PNP to get CCJ, he make sure that he get them to sign one thing here undated resignation letter.
That is it.
He write the resignation letter and don't put the date on it and get them to sign it and say if we don't ever get up and go vote for CCJ, we are going to just put it in your name.
Good night, good night. Welcome back. Hope this is better. I hope this is better.
When you reach the CCJ debate, you're going to be covered. But hardly shall decide say I'm going to bring back the love in the Labour Party. Because Labour Party really not love on yesterday about it. When hardly shall challenge
Are you
it,
listening to Dayton?
Tufton and Arthur Williams supported Hardly Shaw. Remember what we say, man? We let them, father. We let them, we say. The JLP is against it. The JLP appoint to know how to vote it. We are going to take a note. That's what we when the man them go support Hardly Shaw, you know, so the man use the letter. He used the letter and dash out Arthur Williams and Christopher and out I parliament.
That is it.
The matter went to the court, and the court
It gone again.
and
The audio bad. I know my fault. It ain't. It's not on my end.
Rick loves visiting Sun Life Healthy You to get access to advice from the Raptors health
Oh
experts.
yeah, what is?
when the court ruled against Wallace got church,
They make up their mind. Say I'm play the video, sir.
and the week after I'm appealing. You know what I'm saying, man?
Week after I'm
God house, him
appealing.
go saying sorry about you. In a God house, the man go turn up and saying sorry. And by the next week, he appealed the decision. And we kill him. He then put the Chief Justice on probation. Now, if anyone of you in your ward, any form of business,
Put the Chief Justice on probation, you know. Okay. It gone again. The audio on that show is really
you're gonna work good. You're not gonna work good, you're not gonna work. So when the Prime Minister put the Chief Justice on probation, he's saying, if you're gonna rule the case then in my favor, you're not gonna get the work. When he did that, the judge them in Jamaica protest. Watch out. First in the history of the country, the judge in the country protested.
Listen.
And they have to change it. This is the man what them are trying to tell me, so I guess Prime Minister. But me, I make one argument tonight that it is the worst Prime Minister. So me, I put forward the argument tonight. He came back again and he put in state of emergency. And he lock up people without charge, without bail, for a prolonged period of time.
That is it.
9 months, 12 months. You
No,
have
listen,
one
man.
you get up and put on him chef shirt and take up him chef knife.
That was my son's friend.
And police take him and lock him up.
That was my son's
The man
friend.
criminal, the man that can work with his chef knife.
It was going to an exam actually. He was going to his exam.
Without charge.
He was a student at heart. It was my son's
Brother
classmate.
candidate that ran for us in Mobile the last time. In East Central St. James, Michael Heading, attorney at law. He take up the case and carry it to court, and the court rule against the government that they are unconstitutional. Then the people can tell me about constitution.
That is right. Nothing.
We come again, and then say them extend the tenure of the director of public prosecution, PPP. When them say them do it, Dr. Phillips was the leader at the time. Him say, boy, we have some concern, and him write one letter and list out the concerns we have. They say, anyway, they're going to the 2 years.
Good
You
night,
man reach
Richie.
retirement at 6 years. Get the extension to 2 years. When the 2 years are going to run out, you know what the man then do? The man then come with another extension again for the next 3 years. This year's money will reach retirement 2 years ago. We can't have matter go court again. If we don't deal with the court system, then I want to run the country wide, you know. We have to carry the court. When we carry the matter go court again, the court ruled that the action that they took is unconstitutional. No. We are going to review our constitution now. And you expect me to let Marlene Malawo court to deal with Philippine in the future? It can't happen. It can't happen. Me have to see every word we in I first.
Amen.
Before we go
That
down
is
that
it.
road, because I do not trust Marlene Malawo
Nobody
court
does.
to answer holiness with the constitution of the
Not one away. Vampire.
No. They submit a report.
Oh, no, listen.
Most of you in here don't know why they reported it. At least at that time. You might see things that some people might know. Most people still don't know. But they submit a report. The leader of the party say, well, our Jarvis, we have some concerns. First argument them start with is that them are trying to pressure the two persons when they're on the committee to sign the report. No, because the Labour Party is a dictatorship. They don't understand how leadership works. You know. When you are appointed to a committee, you are there as a representative of the party.
That is right.
You're not there for yourself. So none of the two representatives can just go over there and just sign on their own personal behalf. They are there representing the People's National Party.
That is it.
Which means that whatever is discussed, you have to carry it back to the party where you represent.
Amen.
My brother, you know one of the proposals them having on the recommendation.
Right, folks, because
that's the government.
46 minutes long.
Not too long.
Here, I think, we're
that the government to a single majority
Steve,
can put off the date of the election for 6 months.
Cut this.
Yeah.
Right. Kamala.
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Okay, so we bear witness of the Jamaica Labour Party acting on roughly 4 or 5 occasions of unconstitutionality.
Definitely.
And here they are. Here they are, right, wanting to hold Mark Golden as it relates to him being a Commonwealth citizen. And they have no right to that claim on no basis that we are going to prove later that the Constitution supports Mark Golden as a Commonwealth citizen, right, to, of course, make representation for the people, right, in Parliament, whether in the upper house, lower house, or in pursuit of being the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
We have supported documents tonight that we are going to present. I know that you, on Saturday, right, a lawyer on Reason with Rattigan, who claimed that if you born in, right, the Commonwealth and you go to another Commonwealth country and you sworn allegiance, cannot, right, represent in the Parliament. Well, I'm going to prove him wrong tonight because of the supporting evidence that we have, right? So I am just going to play along until Burton asks to join the live as well.
Okay.
So surely we believe that going on as well. So without any delay, Kamala, I want to play something, and you know, as it relates to how negative the Jamaica Labour Party supporters are, and it goes beyond ignorance. When you have someone who wants to instill violence using what we call reverse psychology, right? You know, people from time to time said, Mystic Sensation, you don't have to follow them all the time, but guess what? We have to make sure that any information that has the ability to disseminate it, right, and right, wade voters or change voters' mind, we have to attack that.
That is it.
Right? And we have to make sure that you are passing the correct information. So Kamala, I'm going to play this. Right? This is a guy popular on TikTok, right? Who he really doesn't know his head from his foot, but you know he just like to speak foolishly. So we are going to display that and to crush that. But what I want people to be keen with is his message
right, using reverse psychology, instilling violence. And seems like, right, he want to tell his base, right, as it relates to, being violent, but want to use it in a psychological reverse way. So let me just play it. All right.
All right. Boy, Byron, I play labor right. No, listen to labor right, Lord God.
What is it going to take for
No, listen
Mark
still.
Bowling and the People's National Party to realize and understand that they have lost the election, and they must go one side now and stop trying to get the people to fight against each other? Before Mark Bowling became a member of the PNP party, there was relatively peace and quiet politically. This man is a crap. We're going to stand by and watch Mark Bowling wreck this country again. Right?
It a freeze because me do something.
Starting political turmoil in the country. Set Mark Bowling and set us against each other. We don't need that. We don't need to be against each other.
Never see my dying child. We never see my dying child. So we must sit down and listen to this.
Me know say you have no heart, Because we see what you're doing a film sack, in the 90s, Right? Through your own admission too. Mark Bowling, stop trying to set the people against each other. We don't want no political violence.
You hear the angle them going for?
PNP no fear fighting a Labour right and a Labour right no fear fighting a PNP. Mark Bowling, you need to step aside.
Why?
And leave this thing alone. You lose the election, brother. Bumbleclaw. Time come to understand that now. You need to fuck up.
Jesus. Why?
That was outside the classroom and now I'm on the tree.
Whoa, Lord, Herbie, sir, well gone. We're joined by the great Herb Nelson.
I thought you'd have a crowd on here. What happened? See back everybody gone to bed early.
It seems like.
Why?
Thank you for coming on, sir. I think Ratigan will join us later.
Okay.
No.
So it's a Titans reunion. Where is Wayne?
No, I don't know what to say about this comment.
Alright.
Right, because this man had lost his nerve.
You want to tell you my opinion?
Yes.
Nothing from a pig but a grunt.
Okay, alright.
Nothing from a pig but a grunt.
Nothing from a pig but a grunt. And you know what, Pablo, we are going to leave him there.
Yeah, man. You know really give them people, yes, Jomo, it was rusty. Give them people, none of your energy because you realize that them not really too bright upstairs. You realize that them not really have much sense. So you just park them and leave them where them is. You understand? Because it don't make no sense. Some battles, you just leave it alone. Because, we beyond this now with them. Because them say, you know why I realize it don't make no sense with them? Because this man is still trying to convince himself, say, PNP lose the local government election. From him start right there, so, him dead in the show. From him start there, so, from him start talk, say, PNP lose the election. Say, him trying to, you can't say he's trying to convince himself. That's basically it, So, what the point in arguing with these people when really and truly them not make no sense. Them not make no sense. That's my 2 cents still.
Alright.
move so without further delay, let us get into the next clip. Yeah, on the
Exactly, Karen. Sexy Karine, exactly. If him lose, if PMP lose, why him cussing? Why is he cussing? Good night, everybody. Good night, good night, good night. Oh no, do. Good night, Tuno. We are in a merge show tonight. For those of you who don't know, we are merging tonight with Mystic. Listen this.
You know, an onlooker in terms of the law, the intricacies and the arguments. Yeah? And what is clear, what is not so fascinating. Yeah?
Every time I come out of the something, it freeze. Me not too keen on the hearing Cliff Hughes still.
A lot of people, including myself, have a big...
Me not too keen on no. Tell them to tap it live. Yeah man, you tap up it live. Remember so when it start over the live, you know. So that is why it kind of...
Prime Minister to have no such doubt or conflict surrounding him.
When I tap up the live though.
There is no doubt about his
And share
loyalty
up the live.
and allegiance to us. Yeah, principle, not principle. Yeah. He must be in the same boat like all of us. No way in Karongo.
We should tell the listeners that we did try to get comment from the People's National Party about the legal issues. We were told that they were having a shadow cabinet meeting, and so they weren't able to. And they want to shut this down, I can tell you.
Watch ya.
This is very, very difficult for them.
Watch ya.
Spot of butter. A spot of butter.
A spot of butter.
Yes.
Let us take that away, and let me say my piece coming right here. Now, just imagine, as it relates to what Cliff Hughes had said, that Mark Golden situation as it relates to Mark Golden being a Commonwealth citizen, right, is a serious problem as according to him, and it's a trust issue as according to him. Remember that Mark Golden has not. Yes, remember that Mark Golden has not broken any law, which we are going to prove. And
it's not just about the law though.
Exactly.
Mark Golden did not go to another country and say, I want to be a citizen of that country.
Exactly.
Mark Golden's father was a British man, and him inherit the citizenship of his father. And I'm going to tell you how these people are hypocritical. Because, let me tell you something. We go to British citizens who are born in Britain and are of Jamaican descent and beg them to come here, come play football for we.
That's a point.
We go US and beg where the guy named the other day where him father is a Jamaican and him run the 200. Him is not a Jamaican, you know, but him father is a Jamaican. And when we bring him out here and give him a passport and beg him run a 200 for we. So what the difference? Richie Sunak.
This government conveniently
Convenience, man, and they might try and make a big deal out of it and it now going away and they might push and it not going anywhere. But I can tell you one thing. Richie Sunak, you see, it's so ironic. Richie Sunak is the Prime Minister of Britain. Britain is our former colonizer. Richie Sunak is a citizen by descent of India. His mother and his father are Indians.
Yes.
Right? His mother and his father are Indians. And Richie Sunak is the Prime Minister of UK, of Britain.
Exactly.
So what is that saying to you?
Exactly.
So them is here trying to make up for them own rules and regulations where don't go so. When the people them whose law we follow have a Prime Minister right now in the exact same boat as Mark Golden, but it's not one parent, it's two. Rishi Sunak is an Indian. His mother and his father born and grow in India and migrate to UK and him born in the UK. And he is a citizen by descent. I googled this and I checked it.
And you're right.
Rishi Sunak has never renounced citizenship of India. Never. And it is natural because India is a member of the Commonwealth. Simple. It is natural that Rishi Sunak would inherit his parents' nationality, because that is how the Commonwealth run.
Yes.
You know? And but you see, you have it there. Boris Johnson, the former British Prime Minister, is an American, and that is a fact. Somebody just said it on your scroll a while ago. That is also a fact. But I will go further, Byron and Herbie and Anne-Marie, and I will say this. Why the JLP is disingenuous, wicked, and lie and desperate. Edward Philip George Seaga was born in Boston, Massachusetts, and came to Jamaica at 3 months old. Edward Philip George Seaga, his parents were Lebanese. His parents were Lebanese.
That's correct.
What was his tie to Jamaica other than this man coming to Jamaica because his parents decided to live in Jamaica? The man is a naturalized citizen of Jamaica. He's not even a Jamaican by descent. Edward Philip George Seaga, had to swear allegiance to Jamaica. He was not born here. He's not a naturalized citizen of. He's not a citizen by descent of Jamaica. He's a naturalized citizen of Jamaica.
Yes.
So what I want to ask you this now, Mark Golden born here, you know. Aside from the fact that he's born here, his father is British, his mother is Jamaican, his mother's parents are also Jamaican, right?
Yes.
We jump up and down and we love Bob Marley and we claim Bob Marley. We never ever say Bob Marley need to go back to him is British. Nobody has across the world has ever said that Bob Marley is a British man. Bob Marley's father is a British man though.
Yes.
You understand? Bob Marley's father is a British man. So how is it that we get to choose and pick who we accept as citizen of descent? That's what I want to know.
Very, very good, Kamala.
Yeah.
Every point that you touch, right, you just hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, because they don't have sense.
Yeah, I am going to show the Jamaican people how hypocritical Andrew Warner states. This magazine. Maria, bless up. I am going to
Maria.
Big up yourself, Daisy Magazine.
Yeah.
Hi, Miss Daisy. What are you hiding from us? What happened?
Sir. Yeah. I'll let too long wake up.
Well, look, that's the best shot that Baron can get. I'm sure Anne-Marie can touch it up if you need to.
Yeah.
I'll let too long wake up. I have to big up Rice family, right? And much respects. We have to keep the fire burning. And Baron, Anne-Marie, blessings. Sir Herb, greatest of respect, my friend.
All right. Herb, sit tight. I don't ready to bring you in yet. I want to bring you in when we get more heated. Right? So just sit and turn on Herb mic. Just sit.
You mean Kamala go want to slap you around or something like that?
Right. So let me
all right.
Kamala and Marie start to juggle the issue. We know when we are going to bring you in the very serious issues, and I think by doing so, we will anticipate for Rattigan to come in, because we want everyone here when we are discussing.
No problem. I understand. No problem.
Okay. So let us look Jamaica, right?
Tap up the screen. Share up the live. Tap up the screen.
Hold on a minute. Carla, you're on Mystic Sensation. Go ahead.
Good evening to you and Anne-Marie.
panelists.
Blessing.
I listen to your program, but I'm kind of get taken aback a bit because, to my mind,
I am on Mystic Sensation on YouTube.
This thing seems to me
Francis.
it's a massive distraction, brother.
It is.
Because we stop talking about the corruption, we stop talking about the illicit sex. All of these issues seem to be sidelined. And this particular issue that you are discussing, to me, it's much ado about nothing. Because we all agree that Mark Golding is actually not contravening the Constitution. And if we all agree to that, why we are spending so much time on this non-issue, if you ask me?
Destruction.
I mean, we will get the seats, the enrichment and the sixth parliamentarian, that is no longer the forefront of the issue.
Well, we are here.
I appreciate the fact, but to me, that is looking at. I believe that you guys shouldn't really give so much credence and so much prominence to something which is a non-issue.
May I agree with your caller. I agree with your caller.
Yes. That they use this as a smoke screen to my mind to change the focus of what the real issues are.
You're perfectly right.
You might not agree
Hit the nail on the head. Perfectly right. We need to bury this issue now and stop talking about it.
I'm not going to give the opportunity to share this. Because, when I listen and see all them life scheme and we and create distraction, I mean, I really forget them prominence and they're happy, They are happy. They say, yes, nobody can talk about my
statutory declaration.
Integrity, yes, that is not on the radar anymore. So we need to stay, as Loan someone said, and Rotterdam, we need to stay focused. We're supposed to do it in a rear view mirror, not a side mirror, just looking ahead. Because I'm sure you agree with me, Sir Herb, look there. Is that this
exactly.
is a massive distraction?
The man right.
Exactly.
The man is right. The man is 100% right.
I kind of feel that way when I say so much prominence is given to this distraction.
Yep.
All right. Well said, Carl.
Not join the program, but it's something that you probably could think about, sir.
Okay. Very good. Very good.
All right, sir.
All right.
Thanks to you and all the panelists, Maria,
Big up yourself. Anybody on TikTok who want to come in with a comment, feel free to join the box now. So we'll open up the discussion.
Okay.
All right. And
okay. Yes. Sorry, Mystic. May I just say one something here. I agree with the caller, but I have one caveat to that. The reason we have to talk about this issue is not only to highlight the hypocrisy, but given that the government is doing a reform of the Constitution, you see the level up, you have to ask the question, how can you be talking about reforming the Constitution that you yourself have no respect for?
That's right.
Because Mark Golding did not do anything wrong. That's the first thing they will say to you. Oh, he did nothing wrong. The Constitution allows for that. But if the Constitution allows for that, that is within the rule of law, right? Now, if you're going to come with a but, then the problem is on you. So clearly, these people, by their own utterances, are showing that they're not qualified to be reforming any constitution because the one that they have no respect for it. No wonder you get the debacle of a report that they put out. Because it's about, you read it and you see that, so they don't really want to reform the constitution. They want to enshrine their corruption.
Perfect.
So we are talking about it to shed light on the hypocrisy and to also magnify the fact that these people really have no respect for the Constitution, and also at the same time bring into focus and keep the focus on the fact that you have a prime minister who likes to run his mouth about people of unquestioned integrity must sit in his parliament. Yet he himself has questionable character. He himself, his integrity is shot. He has none. He doesn't have the moral ground on which to stand to say anything to Mark Golding or nothing to his own cabinet ministers who are not upholding the Constitution or who have no respect for the Constitution. He does not have that moral ground on which to stand. And that is why we have to, if the script was flipped and this was Mark Golding, whose statutory declarations could not be certified for 3 years, Andrew Holness would be beating it like a drum. He'd have to peel his ass off the ceiling. Because remember now, we have to go back to what he did to Richard Azan.
Yes.
Richard Azan did not enrich himself. Richard Azan did not take taxpayers' money. All that was wrong was it didn't follow protocol. That's all. Who benefited from what Richard Azan did? Poor people. So are they saying that they don't care about poor people? Because it's the poor people who benefited from these 6 stalls. Poor people. And it's not like they came and they have done anything better since then to show that they care about poor people. So let's look at what he did to Richard Azan. And it's a dark day. Even though Richard Azan did not steal taxpayers' money, he did not enrich himself, he was not under investigation for enrichment. He said it was a dark day, and Colonel and all of them and Mackenzie and everybody sit down there and oh my God, Jamaica is destroyed. Oh my gosh, the Prime Minister. And look at what Andrew Holness is doing.
Hypocrites.
And the same people who said it was a dark day are not holding Andrew to the same standard that he said when he was opposition leader. So let's take the fire to Andrew Holness and let's magnify it on his inability to have his statutory declaration certified 3 years running, yet he sits on this high horse talking about, integrity and untenable and on what is incurable. My dear, look in the mirror, because Andrew Holness is projecting. He needs to take a look in the mirror. But this, we talk about it because we have to draw the parallels. But I am also, the caller is right and Right Mango is right. We have to stop talking about Mark Golding on this issue because he didn't violate the Constitution. Full stop.
Yes. And that is why we are going to use tonight to clear it up and show empirical evidence that we are going to show. But now, the next clip that I'm going to show is to show Jamaica, wake up Jamaica, right, as it relates to the hypocrisy of the Jamaica Labour Party and particularly Andrew Holness. All of this and what the caller who had called earlier, right, said it's destruction.
Yep.
The real issue is that Jamaica, right, so come to, a realization that Andrew Holness is now going to venture into 3 years without his statutory declaration being certified.
This going to make 4 years, Byron. This year going to make 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
Perfectly right. So just look at that. Get it into 4 years.
That is right.
Right? The real issue here is illicit enrichment.
Same
And not only that, Andrew Holness statutory declaration, right, unable to certify. The fact of the matter, if the Integrity Commission investigators unable to certify Andrew Holness statutory declaration, what does that mean in common sense? It means that Andrew Holness lied on his statutory declaration. What Cliff Hughes and other journalists, mainstream media, right, PSOJ, right, and the churches need to do, right, need to come out and say enough is enough.
That is right.
We have a prime minister, right, who going into the 4th years where it's statutory declaration
for me like you give a dog a bone.
Certified. This is a very, very serious issue. And upon top of that,
we have $1.7 trillion missing. No, but let us, not distract a bit. You understand as what Maria said, right? That we are going to shed some light on the hypocrisy where Andrew Holness is concerned. And people, I'm going to have you read it for yourself. That here is Andrew Holness setting up his minion to attack Mark Golding about dual citizenship.
Idiot.
Hear what Andrew has to say about dual citizenship prior in getting into power. And this is how hypocritical Andrew Holness is. Let us show the evidence here. Let us show this and show people how hypocritical Andrew Holness is. Right? And Cliff Hughes need to see this. This is what Cliff Hughes need to see.
Them not show that.
Holness bats for dual citizenship in Parliament. And this was what?
2011.
Tuesday, November 8, 2011. Holness bats for dual citizenship in Parliament. Let us read on paper. This is Andrew Holness. This is the big old hypocrite that we are talking about. Prime Minister Andrew Holness say he is in support. So Cliff Hughes, do you hear this? Cliff Hughes, want to listen, Do you hear this, Cliff Hughes? Prime Minister Andrew Holness says he is in support of calls to amend the Constitution to allow persons with
that is right.
Dual allegiances to offer themselves for police representative headed a parliamentary committee to determine how to treat with the issue. Said it was unfair, Your Honest, unfair to some members of the diaspora. Unfair to some members of the diaspora who are barred by the Constitution from serving in the legislature. So then let me ask, to the fact that Andrew Holness now is going there, and yet he has a right to change his mind, let me mention that. He has a right to change his mind. But we want to say, as it relates to the nature of what is happening, the hypocrisy of Andrew Holness. Right? Now, when I look at that, because now he has an issue with the diaspora, right? Now he's talking about dual citizenship. To an extension, right? Barring the diaspora, that if anyone from the diaspora want to represent, whether in the lower house or the upper house, right? Want to represent us politically, they are barred and barred from our electoral process, right? Because he has now an issue with the diaspora. Here it is. Here it is, and hear what he's saying here. Holness, who was a leader of government business in the House of Representatives, headed a parliamentary committee to determine how to treat with the issue, said it was unfair to some members of the diaspora
all
who are
hypocrites
barred by the Constitution from serving in the legislature. Take that away. Now, Sister Kamala.
Yeah.
You want to take a
what were you saying? Repeat.
You want to, where owners said it is unfair, right? As it relates to, not having dual citizenship, right? Represent us in Parliament. Owners said it is unfair.
He said it. He said it. Let me tell you something. Honest come in like when you give a dog a bone and him just have a point and him want to hold on to it and him not letting go. It's what it is now. The desperation of everything. At the end of the day, Byron,
yes.
Honest is, I've said this already before on your program, he's politically dead and he's looking for a lifeline and him thinks by holding on to Mark Golding shirt or color. When I drown, them say drowning man clutch at straw.
Exactly.
That is oldness. So the bottom line is they are basically trying to clutch on to Mark Golding for a lifeline, He's literally trying to clutch on to Mark Golding for a lifeline.
Yeah.
But him don't you see
Exactly.
what they're doing, they're trying to keep this thing in the media, and the media is complicit. The media is always complicit. I keep on saying this. People don't realize that the government is the media's biggest customer. Right? If you listen to any radio station in Jamaica, who for ad you hear the most? You hear the government ads. When you listen to the talk show hosts, them have 15-minute segments where it's sponsored by different government agencies. For instance, you listen to Emily Shields on Hotline. She have Christopher on one day. She have Nigel on another day. She have segments that these people pay for. He who pays the piper calls the tune.
Exactly.
So the media there, let me tell you something. Without government funding, NNN would not exist.
Exactly.
There would be no NNN without government funding. He who pays the piper calls the tune.
All right.
So all I'm saying is, if this is the case, then how is it that we expect the media to do anything but be complicit in the foolishness that this government is? You following me?
Exactly, of course.
At the end of the day, panelists, Andrew Holness needs something to make himself relevant. He needs something. So in his mind and in the mind of the GLP, this is what they're going to hold on to for dear life to give them some sort of relevance. But I agree with the caller that, you know, we are allowing them to control our narrative. We are allowing them to determine what our narrative is supposed to be. We have so many things to talk about. Right? First and foremost, why are we on here talking about Mark Golden citizenship when Babsy tell a big lie and gaslighting the whole away? Babsy put up a post on Instagram where she failed to acknowledge the Right Honorable PJ Patterson, who was at a football game over the weekend with Andrew Holness and herself. And she put up the picture with the three of them and failed to acknowledge PJ Patterson. And she was called out. She was called out. Over 20, as a matter of fact, closer to 36 hours later, the post was amended. And Babsy Grange, in an article today, claims that it's PNP operatives sabotaging her and nothing never goes. So after she made the correction, and we have the two posts them. But I go and dip up on there tomorrow about it. Them things they were supposed to talk about. You understand? We're supposed to be talking about the same. Only don't realize that this government fighting tooth and nail to get Paula back her job. You know, sister, them trying to expedite Paula case to get Paula to go into the court immediately. Right? Because Paula want back her job. Them need to get Paula back there. Them need Paula back in the job, because if Paula don't in the job, them now go get where the illicit six now go get where. So them have to have Paula there. Them have to have Paula there. Those are the things that we need to be highlighting. The fact that Paula Llewellyn is fighting tooth and nail to get back our work as DPP. Them something they were supposed to start watching her. Make the media go. Let me tell you something. Byron, Daisy Magazine, Herbie, listeners on YouTube and TikTok across the platforms, listen to me carefully. We on social media are slowly but surely obliterating mainstream media.
Exactly.
Slowly but surely. More Jamaicans in the diaspora and in Jamaica listen to us collectively than who is listening to mainstream media. The whole of them losing them listenership. Because people do not trust them anymore. People do not trust them anymore. And we need to come to the realization. Let me tell you something. When you see the number of views that you guys in the diaspora have, when you combine that with the Andre Stevens, Me just start up my little YouTube platform and so me not reach nowhere yet. But even when you see us on TikTok, we have the ears of the people. So because we have the ears of the people, we need to tell the people them about the things that matter. The majority of Jamaicans don't give two hoots about where Mark Golding come from. Because they remember say Siaga was an American who the CIA bring in. Right? I have been doing some education on my platform in a Sir Herbie. And we dig up in a Siaga background, you know. And Siaga was an implant by the CIA to ensure that Jamaica remains a puppet. You know what the CIA called Jamaica in their 1980 release that was now declassified, 1982. They call it the Jamaican experiment.
Yes.
Because they put Siaga there to experiment to see if capitalism would work better than socialism.
Yes.
And them something they will need to tell the Jamaican people them about. Them don't have no labor right, don't have no moral authority to tell we nothing about who come from where, because them elect an American man who was planted here to destroy our economy. And as I am saying, I am talking because of the declassified documents from the CIA. I'm not making this thing up.
You're right, man, because I played it, Kamala. I played
Of course.
It. So you're right. Everything what you're saying, right? I have gone through that, right? And persons in the chat, they can tell you. You understand? I had spoken about it time and time, talking about colonialism, right? And persons who try to protect their wealth from out of colonialism. That so-called neo-colonialism taking over,
that
right?
Is it.
Into capitalism. And that the Jamaican Labour Party try to preserve capitalism.
Exactly.
You're right. Exactly. You're
but,
right.
But they groom what Jamaicans need to understand is that they groom Siaga for it. Them never only do them hanky panky in Jamaica and them do them hanky panky in JLP. You think the man just drop off of the balcony so? Or sleepwalk off of the balcony so?
Exactly.
Or the things the man be prime minister for 3 months and just dead so?
Yes.
Or the things Shearer just get up and decide say I'm tired so?
Yes.
They cleared the CIA cleared the way for Edward Siaga, who was their operative. And it's we have to make Jamaican people wake up. So I don't want to hear no Jamaican person talk about a man who's, even if listen, Sir John Golding do so much for Jamaica. Sir John Golding has done more for Jamaica than all labor rights combined. Yes. Somebody on my TikTok live is reminding me about Siaga and his solidarity program.
Yeah, hold on, Kamala. Let me just talk to the people.
Sure.
Now remember, we said Kamala is a firehouse and there is no doubt she's a lightning ball. Daisy Magazine is a lightning ball. Right? All we are asking, right, for people here to go over, and support Kamala, right? Daisy Magazine, right? Support Daisy Magazine, right? Because when they give us the strength, it helps us to go on, right? So please remember to go over and subscribe. Remember to also subscribe to Aromatic. All right. So Kamala, please go ahead.
Yeah, man. So that's what I'm saying. So when we have our platforms, Byron, and thank you for the plug. Thank you. Big up on yourself. Daisy Magazine are just meeting you officially, but big up yourself. But what I am saying that when we have the ears of the people, we have to control the narrative and stop falling into them narrative.
Yes.
We need to put to rest this issue about Mark Golding citizenship. The man can't, the man cannot determine where his father born. The man cannot go back in time and determine where his father born. The man cannot come forward and say, listen, I am going to denounce who my father is. Because that is what basically you're telling him to do. You're telling the man to denounce who his father is.
Yeah.
Why would anybody want to denounce a legacy like that of Sir John Golding own? Because he cannot denounce, he cannot say, oh, I am not a British, my father is a British man, so how can I not be a British descendant? And as I said to you, Rishi Sunak, and as I keep saying, viewers and subscribers, I have done my research. At no time at all has the Prime Minister of the UK denounced his Indian citizenship. He is also a citizen of India by descent, just like Mark Golding is a citizen of Britain by descent. And it is so ironic that the colonizers themselves let go off of that, but we know who love to follow the colonizer, them PP cluck cluck. We want to be politically expedient. That no make no sense, you know. That no make no sense. So here, as I said to you, it's time we switch up the narrative now. We need to move away from this narrative with them. We need to stop back and forth with them. Whole heap of things happening. There's a lot of things that they want us to be distracted from. A lot of things.
Well, you know, the thing about it, Kamala, as it relates to that they are spreading, right? Somehow you have persons who have very short, right, attention span. And when they hear these rumors, because just imagine what I'm saying, Kamala. For over several years, a lot of Jamaican heard the lies about pizza.
Yes.
And that lie have now cemented in people's cranium.
That is true.
And so then, what you have to try to do, right, is to undo that damage. And so then when I went on to, right, WikiLeaks, right, and got the information, right, and put it out there, that the person who caused Pinsa, right, is definitely
Edward Philip George Siaga again. This man name just keep on coming up again and again and again and again.
Yes, and Dan Crawford. Dan Crawford and Edward Philip George Siaga. Now, Kamala, what you say?
And Paul Chen Young.
And Paul Chen Young.
And where the other one from Blaze name? Pantan.
You Croskery too.
You Croskery. Pantan. All of them.
Right. And they are JLP operatives.
From day one.
PNP has nothing to do with FinSac, and this is the reason why they completed the report coming and doesn't want
They can't
to show
release
the
it.
report.
They can't put out that report because as a matter of fact, Byron, it's not even that alone that they cannot put out the report. It's also the fact that they want to cherry pick parts of the report to put out.
Exactly.
They want to put out what make them look good. You understand? But I'm glad you bring up the point about how we handled FinSac and the fact that we kept quiet and we didn't say anything.
Exactly.
But what I think that we should do also is we can play the same game as them, you know.
Yes.
We have more pressing issues to put out there and cement into the people them brain in them cranium is who can shout the loudest.
Exactly.
So while them there shouting about where Mark Golding come from, we supposed to be shouting, say, listen, more than likely when the Prime Minister is a flipping thief because the people them can't declare it. The people them can't certify him assets them in declaration. The more than likely, allegedly the man might be a damn thief. Who is the 6 people them in the parliament were thieving up the money? It's them things that we're supposed to concentrate on. Them something they were supposed to hammer home in people's head instead of have people distracted. And this blasted idiot who you play before talking about who bring war and who bring what, when we have video evidence showing said labor right all a stone PNP mash up them car do all sort of something. Chuck their badness. These are the things we need to be talking about, and as I say, we have some very powerful platforms on social media. And as a result, we need to use it and combat mainstream media. Because we can. Just look at the Rumble experiment. Look at what Rumble did and Rumble. Look at Joe Rogan. Remember, you know. And I bring up Joe Rogan for a very particular reason. During the pandemic, make we talk about that. And it's just a brief example I want to give on how social media triumphed over mainstream media. They try to shut Joe Rogan down off of mainstream media. He moved to YouTube. YouTube, them say, hey, YouTube, block him. It took Spotify to put Joe Rogan over there, and everybody follow Joe Rogan go on Spotify. Everybody goes, me personally open a Spotify account because of Joe Rogan. Right? And now, what is happening is that all the people on mainstream media are speaking about him. YouTube have to call him back.
Look at that.
You understand?
Look at that.
So at the end of the day, we are the ones that have the voice. We are the ones that have the voice, so we have to use it. The Jamaican mainstream media is nothing to overcome because people stop listening to them anyway. Let me tell you something. In my household, we don't even watch cable TV anymore. If I don't hear say something about PNP going to be on, I don't even go on local television anymore. Them telling me about CVM and TVJ and all of them something. People don't watch them something much anymore. People watching we on YouTube at night time when prime time news going on, people tune into we. Look at Andre Stevens' platform, him have over 8,000 people watching him at one time.
Yes.
It's we, and then other people going live simultaneously on different platforms. It's we the people them listening to, so we need to put our narrative out there and create our narrative and stop follow up these people. Every minute we under them caca watch them post. We are the ones who supposed to control the narrative now, Byron.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
But you know, I'm very
tap up
very
the live
good for
me.
that.
Tap up
right?
the live
but
for me.
In the same breath, Kamala, right? We are not going to be a lamb to the slaughter, right? Again,
definitely not.
Exactly. And so then we are going to different certain things. So for tonight, this is the last that we are going to drench it and put a nail in it. And that's why we do the research to bring empirical evidence.
Yes.
Now, Daisy.
Yes, Byron. I'm listening to Kamala and very insightful comments she made. But we, you know,
no need for tap up the live.
The Jamaican motto says, "Out of many, one people." There's a reason for that. Every Jamaican born has white blood and black blood. They have the blood of the slave owner and they have the blood of the slaves.
That's right.
Because any country that had slaves, the slave owner impregnated the slaves, and so you had a situation where the slave owner had slaves, but he also was sleeping with the slave that he owned. So you had children coming down the pipe that had different complexion.
Mulatto.
Some were light complexion, some had soft hair, some had thick hair. So there's a reason the motto is out of many, one people. The anthem says, "Eternal Father, bless our land, guide us with thy might and keep us free from evil."
Powers.
Keep us free from evil Andrew powers.
That is it.
Right?
Free from Andrew.
Yes.
Free from Andrew.
And we have to, those words need to mean something. And right now it seems as if those words mean nothing. Is Jamaica now becoming a racist society?
It looks so.
Because this is something Michael Manley fought hard for and fought against in the 1970s. There was a time in Jamaica when if you did not have a certain complexion and a certain texture here, you could not work even in the Bata shoes store.
That is it.
You could not work at in a Times store down on King Street there. You couldn't work in Times store. Those are the things my father told me because my father was born in 1922. He has since deceased. So you couldn't work in the banks. You couldn't go to the hotels. Even though Jamaica is a predominantly black society. So those ills were fought and dealt with in the 1970s. Why are we going back to that?
Yes.
We need to talk about the education system that is failing the children right now. We need to talk about the healthcare system that is failing the people. Yes. Police stations. Yes. National security is a problem. Fire, if there's a major fire, how many fire trucks are there?
Yes.
You know, the roads, the infrastructure, all those things. And we are here talking about a non-issue. Yes. Waste of time. Right now, look at what is happening with that building in Mandeville that they're now saying it's going to cost how many billion dollars to retrofit, something to that effect. Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking to myself, hold on, you mean the same building that you're paying $400 million for taxes? For rent? That empty building? Now it's going to cost the taxpayers of Jamaica how much billion dollars?
That's what
they have no money to fix hospitals and schools. They have no money to pay teachers, but they have $1.5 billion to do this. Yes. Now, let's look at last week a report came out via the Justice Minister that they paid it cost the taxpayers $530 million to pay to Jamaicans as a result of Andrew Holness's illegal SOE, states of emergencies. Mm-hmm. It cost the taxpayers. It didn't cost Andrew Holness, It cost taxpayers of Jamaica $530 million. Do you know what that money could have done? Right now there is $1.6 trillion or $1.7 trillion unaccounted for. No investigation. Nobody seems to be concerned. No, a prime minister with some integrity and with unquestioned character would immediately launch an investigation. The parliament would make sure there's an investigation into where these monies went. How was so much money misappropriated? You look at Beryllium Regional Hospital. Mm-hmm. It went from what? $3 billion
to 21
so now it's $21 billion. Where is the investigation? All you're hearing is that they're outsourcing or whatever the term they use. Mm-hmm. Still they're misappropriating funds. There's a misappropriation of funds. Where's the investigation? You have SSL. Where's the investigation? And so you have so many things laid bare before the Jamaican people.
That is it, Randy.
And all the media is fixated on is a man who followed the Constitution.
Yes.
Followed the rule of law.
Exactly.
And you are fixated on that? Exactly. While you have all this corruption running rampant in front of your faces. And you have nothing to say about it. Malcolm. People are talking about how is Mark Golding going to come back from it. Come back from what?
Thank you.
The man did nothing wrong.
Exactly.
He did nothing wrong. So if he did nothing wrong, there's nothing for him to come back from. So They need to come off this narrative. And it is sad. This is really a sad day in Jamaica's history, where you have these politicians who are so blatantly disrespectful. The corruption is so in your face, yes. Blatant, brazen. Like nobody cares. Yes, I'm going to rob you. What can you do about it?
Yes.
And they come with a document to enshrine their corruption in the Constitution.
In the Constitution.
Amen. Right? So why are we talking about someone who is following the rule of law, following the Constitution, and not the person who is not following the rule of law and not following the Constitution? It is much to do about nothing. We are done with Mark Golding's situation. He did nothing wrong. And if you, like I said before, if you're going to come and say he did nothing wrong, the Constitution allows him to do that. The rule of law allows him to do that. You cannot then follow that statement with a but. That makes no sense whatsoever. Makes no sense. So we have to stop that, and we have to get on with the business of holding the government accountable. Yes, we know corruption did not start with Andrew Holness' administration, but we're going to start with holding them accountable and start with his administration so that other governments coming in their stead will not continue down this road of corruption. Because corruption robs the people. That is why we don't have good hospitals. That is why the the education system is so poor, right? That is why you have so many underserved communities. That is why you have people owning water trucks instead of the government through the National Water Commission trucking water to these people, putting water in their pipes, okay? Because of corruption. And the corruption is so bad that it has to be addressed once and for all. And if we're going to make an example of somebody, we have to start now and start with the Andrew Holness-led administration. He happens to be the prime minister of the day. So we have to start with the prime minister of the day. And we have to hold him accountable because by his own example, he is showing that he is corrupt.
Exactly.
Because his statutory declarations are yet to be certified, and he gets on his soapbox and runs his mouth and talks about things of integrity, which he has no business talking about because he is not qualified to do so by his own example. And you wonder why the society is such where people can be stealing people's money in the banks and all of that because he set that tone.
Exactly.
The fish stings from the head. So they are following his example and doing things to their fellow Jamaicans because he's doing it to the taxpayers.
That's right.
He's showing to the taxpayers that he doesn't respect them when he doesn't have his statutory declarations certified, and when he doesn't sign the code of conduct, he's saying to the people of Jamaica, I don't care about you. You can do nothing about it.
That's right.
And yes, you must keep me in power. Jamaicans, wake up and be the informed, educated voter.
That is right.
Thank you so much, Daisy, for that wonderful testimony coming from you there. I want to just bring in Herb into this, so I'm going to get into the area. And for tonight, I'm just going to use tonight, you understand, to answer, right, Mr. Wildman, right, as it relates to the rumor that's been spreading out there as it relates to this. And tonight will be the last we'll be addressing it. And that is why we bring forth the evidence, empirical evidence, to crush it. So we are now going to get into the business as it relates to going contrary to what Mr. Wildman says, right? That if you born into a Commonwealth region, right, as a Commonwealth citizen, and you take allegiance, right, to another Commonwealth country, then you cannot, right, make a representation in the parliament. Tonight, we are going to disapprove that. We are going to show Wildman that he's wrong. First, let us get to Wildman, right? And I know that this is an issue that, I mean, it is a no-burner, but we want to put it to rest. We want to put it to rest and show our people, right? And that's why I get the information, because I want my people to spread it and say, Wildman, you are wrong. You are totally wrong. Now, let us get into the Wildman situation, and then I bring in Herb where this is concerned. Now, this is Mr. Wildman. Pledging allegiance is the problem in the dual citizenship debate. You are dead wrong, sir. Dual citizenship has been a topical issue in Jamaica for quite some time. And prominent attorney at law, Hugh Wildman, says the public must be aware that the Constitution of Jamaica is against the pledging of allegiance to a foreign state or power for those who want to be parliamentarians or senators. Well, you misquoted the Constitution, Mr. Wildman. When the Constitution speaks of foreign power, we are going to show you who the Constitution defines as foreign state or foreign power. Right? Let us get into, so let us go down to show the section that he is quoting. Wildman, who is an expert on the Constitution, told the Gleaner on Tuesday, I think it is my duty to explain to the public how section 39 and 40 of the Jamaican Constitution are to be interpreted. As according to him, he pointed out that section 39 is the qualification section for one to be eligible to be elected to the lower house or to become a senator. This is what section 39 says. The section stipulates that one is eligible
to be elected to the House of Representatives are nominated to the Senate, which is the upper house, if one is a Commonwealth citizen and living in the country for 12 months before the election or nomination. In short, the Jamaican Constitution does not recognize Jamaican citizenship as the basis for election
does not
or nomination
recognize Jamaican
to the Parliament.
Constitution
He
at all.
explained.
Jamaican
Asked what the
citizenship
importance
does not.
of that was.
Commonwealth
Said
citizenship,
it meant that
not
if
Jamaican
you were born in a
citizenship.
Commonwealth country and came to Jamaica and lived in the country for at least 12 months prior to nomination, you are eligible to be elected or nominated to Parliament because you are a Commonwealth citizen, and that is right.
Very important point, you know.
However, if you are born in Jamaica and go to another Commonwealth country and take out Canadian or British citizenship and come back to Jamaica and you want to be elected to the lower house or nominated to the Senate, you have to renounce the Canadian or British citizenship because you would have been disqualified under Section 40 of the Constitution. Mr. Wildman, you're misinterpreting the Constitution right here. Take it away on it and let us get to. So, yeah, take it away. All right. So, Brother Herb, right? What you get from that? What is your understanding from that? Because we are going to get into some supported documents that go contrary to what Mr. Wildman said. So what you
Sorry about that, folks. Yeah, yes. Haven't heard that and spoken directly to Wildman. Wildman made it clearly understood. There's nothing wrong with you if you are born a citizen of another country.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with you if your parents took out a passport for you while being a citizen of that country. But something is wrong the minute you yourself go ahead and renew that passport.
Yes.
Saying at that point in time, you are swearing allegiance to another country.
Yes.
And that makes you disqualified from holding office on the island of Jamaica. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, you know that when it comes to U.S. citizens,
yes,
they had settled that in court with Mr. Minister Vaz and Shahini Robinson and some others.
Yes. Bear in mind, Sir Herb, that they were American citizens. Bear that in mind.
American citizens, right. And I'm going to say, strangely enough, just this month, I believe, Colonel Charles Jr., who is a practicing attorney out of Orlando, Florida,
yes,
has decided to give up his U.S. citizenship after being in the parliament
yes,
for quite a while.
Yes.
At least 3 to 5 years he's been in parliament.
Yes.
Right? So that's a situation where he has been uncovered by his own prime minister.
Yes.
I probably told he's going to have to do that.
Look at that.
Right?
I didn't know this.
He was a well-serving minister. There was nothing wrong with his loyalties. There's nothing at all that you could find fault other than he might be in the wrong party.
Yes.
But the bottom line is he was forced to give up that citizenship. Now you look at Mark, and this prime minister is starting a conversation about Mark. And he has nothing on Mark.
Nothing.
Exactly.
Mark is Mr. Clean.
Exactly.
Clean
so he creates out of
thin air
nothing something.
Yes.
Right? And it seemed to me you might have been talking to Mr. Wildman, because he is using the concept of renewing your passport to try and disqualify Mark, when
but nothing can
in truth and in fact, nobody knows if Mark has ever renewed his British passport. And the fact that Mark was born in Jamaica, continues to reside there, and has no proclivities to go and join anything in the UK resembling a political organization, or has said a bad word about Jamaica in the UK, there's nothing that Mark has to worry about, because he is a good citizen of Jamaica.
Okay.
He's not a U.S. citizen.
Not a U.S. citizen.
And there was never a question raised about citizens of the Commonwealth
YouTube for the likes
who desire to run for office. They always say, oh, you come from New Zealand, you come from Australia, you come from wherever in the Commonwealth, India, Africa, in Ghana or Nigeria, and you can run for office in Jamaica after being resident for a year.
That is right.
Exactly.
But Mark didn't come from England. He wasn't resident in England for any extended period.
Go school and come back.
Maybe visiting, but he's never once said anything other than him being a Jamaican. He's never subscribed to that, right? He's never had to subscribe to that.
That
All
is
right.
it.
So Herb, what you are going to prove tonight to locally and in the diaspora, that even if Mark sworn allegiance to a Commonwealth country, he still can, right, be in the parliament, right, whether it is the lower house or the upper house,
that is right,
pursue prime minister. We are going to prove that tonight with the supporting documents. But
which gives the foundation to that argument.
Exactly.
Because it's in writing, and maybe it was just simply overlooked by the esteemed attorney.
All right, so we are going to hear what a professor has to say, but the professor, right, is not the supporting document that I'm going to use. I am going to use the supporting document that
YouTube and TikTok,
that from once you are a Commonwealth citizen, you have Commonwealth and umbrella protection to be in the parliament if you want.
Right.
We are going to show that document and rest the argument with Mr. Wildman tonight. So let us go to the wrong Kamala.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, all right. Do you wish to say anything? If not, then we can just move to the next
man, go to the document. I'm looking to see the document. I agree with everything that Herbie has said. So we can go to the document now.
Let us proceed to the document.
Thank you, Kamala.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Kamala, I put something in the private chat for you too. So
all right, thank you.
All right. Wrong target. Professor urges constitutional fix amid dual citizenship. Kias. Onus draws plaque for joining a bubble. All right. So now this is Dr. Christopher Charles describing the furor over opposition leader Mark Golding British citizenship as Kias. And yes, it is Kias. Professor. University of West Indies, Professor Dr. Christopher Charles says he's alarmed, right, by Prime Minister Andrew Holness has joined the talk even though there is no constitutional breach. Let us repeat that. There is no constitutional breach. Get that, Mr. Wildman. Let us move on. He questioned why the Constitution has not been amended
to deal with the matter after more than a decade and why Jamaicans have not prepped up legislators to do so. In open court, we need to decide as a country what we want. But I am not going to criticize any politician, whether in the PNP, People's National Party, or JLP, Jamaica Labour Party, who have Jamaican citizenship and citizenship in another Commonwealth country, because they are constitutionally protected.
Amen.
Amen. The professor of the political and social psychology said, and we are going to show the supporting documents.
I want you, Byron, I want you to emphasize what this gentleman's post is again. Just go through that again. Repetition for emphasis, my brother. What is his post again?
Thank you, my dear. Let us do open quote and close quote. Open quote. We need to decide as a country what we want. But I am not going to criticize any politician, whether in the PNP, People's National Party, or JLP, Jamaica Labour Party, who have Jamaican citizenship and citizenship in another Commonwealth country, because they are constitutionally protected under the umbrella of Commonwealth.
Amen.
And who is this person? Who is this person?
Yes.
Let us see the person's status, the professor of political and social psychology.
Professor of political. We want to get that, and that we want to emphasize. The man is a professor of political science.
Okay.
Them are going to argue with him.
All right. Thank you, Kamala. If we change that and change it to say you should only have Jamaican citizenship to be eligible to run for political office, then we expect all of them to comply, and they have to comply. Until then, I am not into the unnecessary talk, which we have been saying, Kamala, which we have been saying, Maria, that you understand, we don't see the reason why we are about this, because there is no argument, you understand, to all here, right? And this
argument done.
Also saying the same thing. And I am alarmed that the Prime Minister, right, this Prime Minister, whose statutory declaration has not been declared, and trying to push these smoke screens, try to muddy up the water to avoid us from speaking in relation to his statutory declaration that has not been certified. In speaking of his illicit enrichment, in speaking of the illicit sex, and so then all of what been going around as it relates to reforming and reconstructing the Constitution, to put in clause in the Constitution for them to have a getaway card.
Amen.
It is not going to work, because guess what? We found out what they are going to do and we called them out. And so then Andrew Holness, right, is now trembling because his last hope has been shattered. His last get out of jail free card has been shattered by Mark Golden. And that is the truth of the matter. Let us read on. Until then, I am not into the cascas and unnecessary talk. And I am alarmed that the Prime Minister could be making statements about the leader of the opposition when he is operating with his constitutional rights to have British and Jamaican citizenship. Said, Charles, take that away. I am not even going to go any further because I want to go the support documents. Right? Now, I am going to give you two supporting documents, Mr. Wilde. Right? Your interpretation, sir. Your interpretation of the law is totally wrong.
That is it.
So the professor, right, disagree with you. The professor of political science disagree with you. But not only the professor disagree with you. The Constitution of Jamaica disagree with you. And I am going to show you another supporting document, right, that totally disagree with you. So let us, and this is we are only discussing
Big up
this
yourself,
to crush it tonight.
Big up yourself.
Crush it tonight. That Mr. Wildman, I don't know if Andrew Wallace is talking to you to try to help him out. You can't help him out, Mr. Wildman. There's no way you can help him out. Let us go to the political representation Jamaica. Right, we are going to go to the Constitution.
Go to the Constitution itself.
And we are going to read it with the level of understanding and interpretation as it relates to the law.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's 26. Yeah. Because it's not going to show me what that.
All right. Let us get to the Constitution. Right? Dual citizenship and political representation in Jamaica. Let us get to it now, Mr. Wildman. The issue. Section 40, subsection 2 of the Jamaican Constitution specifies that no person shall be qualified to be appointed as a senator or elected as a member of the House of Representatives who is by virtue of his own act under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power or state. Now, the operative word, Mr. Wildman, is a foreign power or state.
Foreign power or state.
Go further, Mr. Wildman. It is important to know, though, that Section 39 of the Constitution specifies that a foreign power, Mr. Wildman, are you there, is a non-Commonwealth country.
That is
Let's go back to Section 40 because I take time with you, Mr. Wildman.
That is it.
I take time with you. Let us go back to Section 40 and give you the awareness. No person shall be qualified to be appointed as a senator or elected as a member of the House of Representatives who is by virtue of his own act under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power or state. Let us look who the Constitution identify under the definition as a foreign power or state. Come on, Mr. White. It is important to note, though, that Section 39 of the Constitution specifies that a foreign power is a non-Commonwealth country. Citizens of Commonwealth countries who have been resident in Jamaica 12 months are thus eligible to sit in Parliament.
That is it.
Other Caribbean countries have similar laws governing the appointment and election of members to the House of Representatives and the Senate in Section 48, subsection 1 of the Trinidad and Tobago Constitution. There is a similar clause related to the election of a member of the House of Representatives, of a similar clause of the Caribbean Constitution.
All Commonwealth countries.
26, subsection 1. Guyana, 155, subsection 1. St. Kitts and Nevis, right, and all these that being pointed out here, Mr. Wildman, they are Commonwealth.
Baron, all Commonwealth countries have the same rules because we inherited all of the rule them from our former colonizers.
Okay.
So and all of the Commonwealth countries have it.
Yes. Here it goes down to the open and closed quotation again in emphasizing that no person shall be qualified to be appointed as a senator if at the date of his appointment he is by virtue of his own act under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience, or adherence to a foreign power or state. And let us go back up here. Who is identified as a foreign power and state? It is important to note, Mr. Wildman, though that Section 39 of the Constitution specifies that a foreign power is a non-Commonwealth country.
That
argument done with you tonight.
Argument done.
The supported documents now that we are talking about. But before, let us go to the panel.
Now, what I note is that when we brought that up, what he simply said is that Section 40
Yes.
overrides Section 39.
Yes.
Right? It is not subject to 39. It overrides it.
So, okay. So hold on, sir.
But when you read Section 40, but when you read Section 40, it actually still says that the Commonwealth it considers Commonwealth citizens not foreign. It literally says that.
Go back to it a second in Section 40.
Yes, it says that. But bring up the document, Mr. Earl. Hold that line. Bring up the document. Yeah. So it says that clearly. So I don't understand Mr. Wildman's interpretation. It's just okay.
Okay, now
there it is.
It is important to note that Section 39 of the Constitution specifies that a foreign power is a non-Commonwealth country.
Okay.
All right. Now that's good. Now further down.
Yes.
Go down to no person. Bring it up a little bit more.
Go down.
Yeah. All right. Stop there.
Yes.
Where it says no person shall be qualified to be appointed as a senator if at the date of his appointment he Boleg 8 is by virtue of his own act under any acknowledgement of allegiance, obedience or adherence to a foreign power or state.
But it just defines what a foreign power is.
But it already
defines what a foreign power is.
I hear you.
So is it that you want to take each in isolation and there is no connection because it's one constitution?
That's what he was doing.
No, but that don't make no sense. That can't make sense. Him not reason with understanding. If him thinks you can take one section in total isolation of another section in one.
Exactly.
That don't make no sense.
That's precisely what he's doing. Taking it in isolation.
He's wrong.
Him wrong till him can't wrong no more. And listen to me. No disrespect to Mr. Wildman, but it's enough constitutional cases him lose in court. PNP never lose no constitutional case where them take JP to court yet for. Wildman lose couple well. So him need to sit this one out.
Okay, yes. So let me see the people. Yes. So let me say this to Mr. Wildman. When he is reading and interpreting, you understand, he has to process it correctly. But for the documents, you understand that whether you're born in any Commonwealth country, right, and you swear allegiance to another Commonwealth country, right, you have umbrella protection, right, as it relates to, you understand, the Commonwealth laws. Yes. So before we move on, Maria,
Miss Daisy.
Yes, I'm here. You know, I'm listening to you read the document, and I'm thinking to myself that all the constitutional scholars, legal scholars, have come out, and even Darrell Vaz, who says it's on a moral ground that he's objecting to Mark Golding's citizenship, British passport situation. They have all said he did not violate the Constitution. How then can they be trying to quantify, justify? That part I don't understand. Exactly. Because if he did not violate the Constitution, what then is the argument?
I can answer you, Miss Daisy.
Yes,
because they realize that their argument about moral is not going anywhere. So now they're trying to listen. You don't realize that them goalposts keep changing. Because remember, last week it wasn't about a constitutional
Stick a pin right there, Kamala. Stick a pin right there.
Yeah, man.
You said, now Darrell Vaz, who brought up the word morality.
Yeah,
Now, the truth of the matter is, Darrell Vaz and the word moral, the name Darrell Vaz and the word morality should never be in the same sentence.
Exactly.
So true.
The name Andrew Holness should never, and morality should never be in the same sentence. So when they're talking about, especially Darrell Vaz, it's a morality issue. No, no, no. It's the rule of law. Did this man violate the rule of law? Did he violate the Constitution? You say no, he did not. No, and everybody who talks about it says, you know, the Constitution gives him the right to do that. The story is finished. There's no conversation to be had.
No man, them change the goalpost now. Them switch the goalpost now because them realize that them not get nowhere with the argument there. Now they're trying to convince people that it is constitutionally, there is an issue with it constitutionally.
Yes.
But there's no new constitution. They're trying to reform the constitution. But how can you be asking the fox to watch the hen house?
But apart from you, man, you know, I hear that Abe Dabdub also came on nationwide to argue the government's case.
But Abe Dabdub, like I said, you know, when these people are talking about morality, you know, they really should think long and hard about the meaning of the word before they use it, because it doesn't apply in this situation. We are talking about the Constitution and the rule of law. Did he violate it? No. Then we have no conversation. There's no conversation to be had here.
Done.
However, there are situations and there are conversations to be had about the government paying how much billion dollars to retrofit a building that they're already paying, an empty building that they're paying $400 million per month for in rent.
Thank you.
Those are the things. So they come up with these things to distract people from the real issues affecting Jamaican people. Now,
listen to this.
You know, everybody interprets the law their own way. But like I said before, most persons making the argument have all agreed Mark Golding did not violate the Constitution. He's well within the rights of the Constitution to do that.
Newsflash YouTube.
If you have a problem, like Professor Charles said, change
a
the
message
thing.
Say YouTube take down Andre Stevens live not too long ago.
You have not changed
so now they're
it.
attacking us on YouTube as well.
Exactly.
We just want to know.
And it is
back to regular program.
Right? The Constitution define, right, what the Constitution is identified as a foreign power or state. It clearly defines that. A foreign power, right, or state, or whatever is a non-Commonwealth entity.
That's crazy.
So then,
that's crazy.
What Wyman want to have in his head? It clearly stated that a foreign power of a foreign state
he's back on? Good.
Is a non-Commonwealth entity. But now, let me use the supported documents now, you understand, and rest the argument whether to Wyman or that who want to try to, you understand. I don't know if Andrew Honest promise Sir Wildman that he's going to be the DPP.
In promising
something. Which part of it is not going to be successful.
In promising something. Something get promised, something not right.
Exactly. So I don't know if in promising to be the DPP. And this is now which part, you understand? Prior to this, I used to be vying for him to be the DPP, not anymore.
No. Him track record not too bossy, you know. Him go out there and try to take on the authority, but him track record lacking bigly.
And what people need to understand as well, that Mr. Wyman himself, right, had challenged this case, I think, in either Antigua or Trinidad. You understand? And was not successful.
That's what I'm saying. Him track record not too bossy. He lose a whole heap of cases him lose, man. Him not too sound pan the law, cause him take up a lot of cases, yes. But him track record not too bossy.
Exactly. So I mean, something seems like it's unwired there.
Yeah, man.
All right, let us use the supported documents and wire what is unwired in this cranium. All right, let us go to the supported documents.
Same thing them doing to us over here.
All right. Let us show this to the world, people. And we're not going to be speaking about this. It's dead because this is dead. This is a no-burner issue. This is a nothing burger, right? So then, let us talk about it. When we do our research, we do our research quite properly. Commonwealth, a free association of sovereign states comprising the United Kingdom and a number of its former dependencies who have chosen to maintain ties of friendship and practical cooperation, and who acknowledge the British monarch as symbolic head of their association, which Jamaica is.
That is it. Right.
Establishment. The Commonwealth was an evolutionary outgrowth of the British Empire.
Make sure you listen.
With its shedding of mercantilist philosophy, the empire began implementing responsible government, that is, a system under which the governor could act in domestic matters only upon the advice of ministers enjoying the confidence of elected chamber in parts of Canada, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, and Ireland in the mid to late 19th
that
century.
Is right.
These dependent but self-governing states attained growing measures of sovereignty, and their autonomy was subjected only to a British veto. The Imperial Conference in 1926 declared that such states were to be regarded as autonomous communities within the British Empire,
that is
equal in status. Get that? Equal in status, in no way subordinate one to another in any aspect of their domestic or external affairs, though united by a common allegiance. Let me read that over. Right? The Imperial Conference of 1926 declared that such states were to be regarded as autonomous communities within the British Empire, equal in status, in no way subordinate one to another in any aspect of their domestic or external affairs, though united by a common allegiance to the crown and freely associated as members of the British Commonwealth nation.
Make sure here.
The Statute of Westminster 1931 implemented the decisions made at both that at a subsequent conference, formally allowing each dominion to control its own domestic and foreign affairs and to establish its own diplomatic corps. Let us go on. For a period after promulgation of the Statute of Westminster, membership in the Commonwealth came on condition of allegiance to the British monarch. But the rapid growth of nationalism from the 1920s in parts of the empire with chiefly non-European populations required a reconsideration of the nature of the Commonwealth. India, as what Camilla spoke about earlier, in particular, had been a special case within the British Empire. By title and empire in its own rights, it had a viceroy, a separate secretary of state in London, its own army, and even to a certain degree, its own foreign policy. When India and Pakistan were granted independence in 1947, they became what? Members of the Commonwealth. In 1949, India announced its intention to become a republic, which would have required its withdrawal from the Commonwealth heads of government in London. In April 1949, it was agreed that India could continue its membership
if it accepted the British crown as only the symbol of the free association of Commonwealth members. That declaration was the first to drop the adjective British, and thereafter the official name of the organization became what?
The
Commonwealth of Nations, or simply the Commonwealth.
Simple.
India's grant of independence was the first in a long series of grants, and as former dependency attained sovereignty. Commonwealth membership grew dramatically in the second half of the 20th century. Most of the dependent states granted independence chose Commonwealth membership, like India. Many opted not to recognize the crown as head of state. In 1995, Mozambique became the first country granted entry that was never part of the British Empire or under control of any member.
We went through this with Comrade Alun Asamba on the live with her.
Joined in 2009. Some states became independent and rejected membership. Such as
Big up yourself and Comrade
Myanmar in 1948. The Commonwealth was also beset by some members opting to withdraw from the organization, as did Ireland, right, in 1949, South Africa 1961, and Pakistan 1972, though both South Africa and Pakistan eventually rejoined the former in 1994 and the latter in 1989. In addition to
freezing,
the Commonwealth also comprises dependent territories which are formally governed by the United Kingdom, Australia, or New Zealand. Most of the older dependencies are colonies. Dependents include Anguilla, Bermuda, the Cayman Islands, the Falkland Islands, Gibraltar, and the Turks and Caicos Islands, United Kingdom, Christmas Island, and the Cocos Island, the Coral Sea Island, and the Norfolk Island. Australia and New and Tokelau, New Zealand, the United Kingdom has followed a policy of leading the dependencies towards self-governing by creating territorial governments in them. These governments comprise a lawmaking body, often called the Legislative Council, an executive body called the Executive Council, right, which with the governor is the executive authority and
quite right, Keith Stevens over there on YouTube, you're right.
Right into, you understand, their parliament. At first, government posts are appointed, but an increasing elected element is introduced as constitutions are altered until elected officials are made wholly responsible for local affairs.
That is right.
After a colony achieves internal self-government, its legislature may apply to the British Parliament for complete independence. It then decides whether to remain in the Commonwealth.
That is right.
Right, so take that away.
Amen.
So let us go to the panel. So let me start with Earl. In all of that what we have read, it is showing us the umbrella protection of the Commonwealth and how the Commonwealth protects, right, and where it gives accessibility to anyone in the Commonwealth. And so then when the Constitution is to make a Constitution, speaks definitely in identifying a foreign power or a foreign state. It doesn't mean anyone in the Commonwealth.
Right.
Tell me what you take away from this topic.
Well, you know, if I was looking for foundation, I found it.
Exactly.
Because this is how it breaks it down minutely as to what the Commonwealth is, how it was put together, how it broke, and how it came back together again, right?
Exactly.
And that it's very firm in saying that they're not a foreign power. They're not.
Very firm.
I really and truly appreciate reading that in black and white and dating it all the way back, I think, to 1926.
You're perfect right.
Yeah. And so, what else would Andrew Michael Holness need to convince him that he doesn't know what he's talking about?
Exactly.
Whoever stuck that idea in his head was trying to say that, oh, we are made up differently than everybody else in the Commonwealth.
No.
Right? I just don't see. What I see is that they would like to reinvent the Commonwealth in this case. And what they're going to do, they're going to try to do it with the new constitution.
Amen. But you know what the irony of the situation is, Herbie?
Yeah.
Andrew Holness just pushed his Minister of Foreign Affairs to assume the role of the General Secretary of the Commonwealth.
Yeah.
It just that what they aim at, you know. Him no want recognize the Commonwealth, but he was trying to get Kamina as the Gensec of the Commonwealth. Suppose she did win. When would I say?
This is what I was going to ask you. What if she had won? We would be in for a long haul.
Oh, yes.
They would have taken us round the bowl.
It would have showed them hypocrisy even more. It would have showed them hypocrisy even more. That's what it would do, in my opinion.
Well, it's showing it up now anyway. Because when he comes out with that serious face, just the way he tore down, what's that other politician he tore down when he built the stall for the
Azan,
Richard Azan, right? He tore down Richard Azan in the same fashion. And he's trying the same thing with the leader of the opposition, right? But it's not going to work. It's not going to work. And you know what? Maybe it's a good thing the people of Jamaica have programs like this that they can listen to, that they can sit in on, and don't get fired up. Don't let them pump them full of hot air.
Exactly.
And get them too excited, right?
Amen. Amen.
Telling them like it is.
Exactly. Thank you. You finished, or you want anything?
I didn't want to get ahead of you.
Make them go on, Shadow.
I mentioned something a while ago. What they're trying to do with the Constitution.
Yes.
And you know, when they tear down one thing and they use a false narrative like he's utilizing to tear down an individual, I would like to see more comeback and just break it down in the same fashion and tell the Prime Minister he needs to stop what he's doing.
Exactly.
Because what he's doing is destroying the fabric of what a nation is.
I'd like to play a video for you. I don't know if you've seen it, but I haven't heard any of you discussing it, or I don't know if you didn't have access to it. But I want you to listen to this that I'm gonna play right now.
Okay.
This is Mark Golding, President of the People's National Party and leader of the opposition. I was born in Jamaica. I grew in Jamaica. I have only ever worked in Jamaica, and I'm not leaving Jamaica, land we love. And I can tell you, I am not one of the illicit six, and my statutory declarations to the Integrity Commission have been certified and published for all years through to and including 2022, and my declaration for 2023 was filed in time by the March deadline in accordance with the law. God bless you all.
That was the comrade leader in a release today.
All right. So, you know what the comrade leader is saying, the potential Prime Minister has integrity and honesty, and with statutory declarations, all of the statutory declarations
that he had submitted have been certified.
Exactly.
So then, but Andrew just said that if you have distractions, right, as relates to Comrade, let me say this. Let me tell you what, let me explain on what Mark is saying. That we need to stay focused in moving forward. Our aim, right, is anticipating the general election.
That is it.
For us, right, to vote, right, PNP, right, we want to get out the Jamaica Labour Party for good.
We have to get them out. It's a must.
Exactly.
Them have to go down.
I am not going to hesitate tonight in saying what I am going to say. Jamaica Labour Party is a criminal network. We will never have. And let me say this in extension before I bring in also Mario as well. Let me say this in extension. The PSOJ, right? The umbrella group of churches,
hypocrites,
right? And all relevant authority. You don't understand. Are you not aware? Are you that oblivious? You are not cognizant that we have a Prime Minister of Jamaica,
him look just like them. The whole of them. The whole of them have the same ethnicity.
Right? The chief guard of the country. Statutory declaration cannot be certified. No, as what Mark said, March 31st, this March 31st, Mark is telling us, our potential Prime Minister is telling us, that look, my statutory declaration for this March 31st has been certified. Has been certified. Mark declared that? No. So I'm to Andrew Holness.
Never.
No, you tell me now. What do Andrew Holness, the issue that we have here, it's not about Mark Golden dual citizenship, that he has broken no constitutional laws, and where the Commonwealth defending. And for people who talk about Mark Golden need to renounce and to avoid argument. We are not going to give in. We are not going to bow.
Never. Never.
It's up to Mark Golden whether or not he wants to renounce. And he doesn't need to renounce nothing. So we are bow to the boy.
Thank you.
You understand what I'm saying?
That is it.
We are bow to the boy.
We don't bow.
Who not, right? And who can't have his statutory declaration certified.
That is it. No criminal law here.
The Prime Minister Andrew Holness in 2009, his 2019 statutory declaration have him at $171 million. While his wife have been constructing a development at Leach Flat from 2012 that now estimating value of over $800 million, and his 2019 statutory declaration did not carry at the current market value the things that people are in there, understand?
Not alright.
The thing we do.
Hear it there?
Right? Juliet Hornets, right, 800 development at least flat, right, has not reflected on the 2019 statutory declaration. And the statutory declaration cannot be certified. PSOJ, umbrella of churches, and as a matter of fact, I am going to show the signature. I'm going to reveal something tonight. But before we reveal it, we're going to reveal it right now and show the people who sign off this sort of constitution, get out of jail card for Andrew Holness. I am going to expose the signature of them tonight. You understand? All the persons them who, you understand, definitely side with Andrew Holness. That's why I say corruption in our church. Ruling for corruption in our church. You understand? So we are going to get to that, and that is the last document that we are going to present. Before I move there, let me ask Maria, right, what she has to say on this issue. Maria, come in.
Yeah, you know, something Sir Herb, I think one of you, Sir Herb, mentioned earlier that, it was Ratman about Camilla Johnson Smith vying for the post of Secretary General of the Commonwealth. Now, like you said, had she gotten the job, how would they now square this issue with Mark Golding? Because he's the Jamaican part of the Commonwealth. Now, if they think that he is in violation of the Constitution, which he's not, why then was she put up for Secretary General of the Commonwealth? So you see, the hypocrisy.
The hypocrisy.
They do things. Listen, the thing is, they tell so many lies that they can't keep up with their own lies, so they just keep falling on their swords and falling over each other. But again, it's a distraction from the issues of the day.
Big distraction.
Andrew Holness's statutory declarations yet to be certified is more concerning than any other thing we want to talk about tonight. He is the Prime Minister of the country, and he sets the standard. He did not sign it, neither did any member.
That is right.
Member of his parliament, none of his cabinet, none of his party. Nobody signed it because what? They are above that. That's what they're about. It's the law for them and not for thee. Right?
Yes.
Okay. When you look at the way they are trying to hold Mark Golding and hold the People's National Party their feet to the fire, you have to ask the question, do the same rules apply to you as a leader? Because it cannot be that the law only applies to a few and not to everybody. When you look at the constitution that they want to reform, and as I will say again, they are not qualified to reform anything. And you look at the report that they put out as the ideas coming forth about what they want to put in a constitution, it is not, it has nothing to do with the Jamaican people. It is about protecting, enshrining corruption and enshrining Andrew Wallace's right to do whatever he wants to do and get away with it. And the people of Jamaica cannot hold him accountable. The people of Jamaica cannot recall their leaders. And all that they can do is that the political director that they vote into office can legislate their lives away.
That's right.
Can cause them for generations to come. What we need to understand, that the reforming of the Constitution is not about just now, Parents, Jamaican parents, it's not about just you. It's about your children and your children's children for generations to come. You will have a government in place that will take away the rights of your children. Give themselves the right to do whatever they want with you and your children. You might not be here to see what is happening to your children, your grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, generations down the line. But they will be, and they're going to ask the question, why did they sign off on this? Did they not see that they were not protecting anybody but themselves? We cannot allow that to happen. And this is what the focus must be on. We have to be laser focused on the issues. We have to be laser focused on the corruption that is taken over the country. We have to be laser focused on the level of misappropriation of funds left, right, and center. And because there's so much misappropriation of funds, there is no money to spend on the actual things that need money right now. Teachers cannot get good pay, but politicians can get 200%. We're not talking about those things anymore. Everything is 9-day talk. It cannot be, because the people who are suffering most are the Jamaican people. We have to be the voice of the voiceless. And, when you listen to Andrew and his minions talk, as we like to call them, you have to wonder who do they care about? It cannot be the Jamaican people. It really cannot be the Jamaican people. Andrew talk about he doesn't care about winning elections. He cares about his legacy. history is writing your legacy right now, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. And we have to hold them accountable because this does not look good. It doesn't all go well for the future of Jamaica, and we cannot allow Andrew Holness to come and destroy democracy that he inherited. He inherited a democratic country, and Andrew wants to take it to a place where there's no democracy and there is dictatorship,
Right, you know.
and it's only the opposition has no say, the people have no say, only the government has a say. He wants to take away the power of the court system. We cannot allow this to happen. These are the things we need to talk about. Mark Golding is the things that are first and foremost at the mindset and should be coming up the list of every Jamaican. And we have to educate them and tell them that, listen, do not let them come to you with any constitutional reform report and say, agree to this. It is not about your church. Ask them.
Exactly.
How can I hold you accountable? I see nothing in there to hold you accountable. Why should I sign off on this when there's nothing in there to hold you accountable? What about my Charter of Rights? My rights as a Jamaican, what about those rights? What about those rights? And don't talk about doing it in phases. It must be done one shot.
Time.
One shot. These are the things that we need to be talking about, not Mark Golding.
All right. Well said. You're finished, Daisy?
Yes, 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 yes.
Well said. Well said.
Well said.
Now, again, let me remind all of us in the chat and people who watch us in TV land, right? I want you to support Daisy Magazine and remember, go over Kamala Right Mango and support. Remember, unity is strength, and we need to support these people. For those people who have not yet subscribed, right, please go over, right, Kamala Right Mango, subscribe, right, support Daisy Magazine as well. All right. So let me go to Kamala for Kamala to take her final bite out of that.
Yeah, boy, Daisy Magazine has certainly hit the nail on the head. She's right on every account. Very, very, very well. It is so hard to say after she said what she said. But I am going to basically just finish off with this.
Yes.
Right now, we are in a constitutional crisis. Jamaicans need to understand that this government is playing a three-card trick while they are distracting you with all of this. Right? As I said before, and Daisy mentioned, we are in a situation where we all know the law. If Kamina had been the Gensec of the Commonwealth Gensec, and I shouldn't even say if she had been. The mere fact that she attempted to be the Gensec of the Commonwealth shows you the blatant hypocrisy these people are dealing with. So the Commonwealth is important a year ago, but it is no longer important now. Is that them trying to say?
There you go.
You understand? So the fact of the matter is, and I will forever be reiterating, we are on the right side of law, we are on the right side of history. Let us not squander this opportunity that we have, this golden opportunity to take the charge and show Jamaican people, say, listen, hey, be careful. This well, I can't even say them is pushing back, cause everybody know how them stay already. Every Jamaican already know this government and their criminality. But we have to show them that Mark Jefferson Golden is chosen by God to lead them out of this, whatever it is that we are in.
It's no joke.
It's no joke. Right? God give us the opportunity. Them can't be sidelined by the devil. The JLP is a devil at work. If you come on my platform, I tell you every night, say them is a set of demons. No question, no, and I have no regrets by saying this because the things that they're doing are basically borderline demonic. So they operate without conscience. They operate without any fear of repercussion. Them don't have no conscience. Them wouldn't even stop for a minute to say to themselves, say, listen here now, you know, say boy, you want to see. No more. That's why I find it so appalling that these people talk about morals. They have no moral fortitude for anything. You know, so at the end of the day, we have to take the charge and guide the people. And you know, I just want to say to you, your subscribers, your viewers, big up, thank you for the support, thank you. And if you're not following me yet, follow me on YouTube. We are all, I just want to remind them that we are streaming simultaneously on TikTok on my platform. Kamala the Right Man go on TikTok. All I want to need for come over TikTok too, you know. Definitely. But at the end of the day, you made some key points about the PSOJ and the church and these people who are not. It's like them blind, deaf and dumb all of a sudden. You understand? But what you have to realize is that the PSOJ are the people who dangle the Andrew puppet string, you know. So even though most of them, and I'm talking about 90% of them, have the same ethnicity as Mark Golding, because they are so corrupted and power hungry, and they are so interested in maintaining that seat of power, they refuse to acknowledge that this swipe at Mark Golding is a swipe at all of them. The racist rants of these labor rights, I mean, you can transpose Mark Golding to them and this is what it would be. But corruption and power corrupts absolute. What got that saying about absolute power?
Power corrupts absolute, and absolute power corrupt.
That is it. That is it. And we need to keep that in mind. Them people need to pack up and go now. But that is my that is my last contribution for the night, because we're coming up onto that time now where I don't know how to do it, you know. You older folks who don't look older than me, but when I can tell you something, the day I reach 40, you know, when it reach 9 o'clock at night time, my eye them start close. So I don't know how to stay up late night thing.
Alright. So what we are going to do, and then we just after we feature this, the persons who sign off on the document, because we want to expose it, right? Then we just have Herb just close us out, right, for tonight. So let us get into the document and then we'll come back to Herb for Herb to just close us out.
So that's page 50. Okay.
Just give me the signature. Give me the signature.
It's okay. I'm going to grab it.
All right. So, people, what we are going to show tonight are those who signed up on Andrew Willis get out of jail card, right? They knew the impeachment clause there. They know very well. And they signed off on this document. They know very well that Andrew Willis wanted to hang on to the Privy Council. They still signed off on this document. Right? Yes, this document. All right.
Page 152.
You want supposed to go?
You want page 150,
Okay,
right?
okay, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So that one.
So report of the Constitutional Reform Committee Chair.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Anthony Ilton, CD, MP, Parliamentary Opposition, House of Representative.
So those are the members of the committee.
These are the members of the Reform Committee. Mr. U. Small, Casey, Consultant, Counsel and nominee of the Leader of the Parliamentary Opposition.
Sorry.
Oh, Mr. Page? Start from here. Okay.
I'll tell you how many persons there.
Okay, so let us, yeah, sorry about that, people. All right, so 1.1.2, the CRC is composed of 15 members with varied training, experiences, and associations as follows. 1. Honorable Marlene Malawu Fort, KCJP MP, the Constitution Fixer, Orange Wellness, Chairman, Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. Number 2, notice who this Ambassador Rocky Mead, right? CDJP PhD, right? This is one of the reasons why Andrew Wellness, right, bring him closer to support this. Chairman of Office of the Prime Minister, Co-Chairman of the Office of the Prime Minister, Dr. Derek Mackay, Stevie Casey, Attorney General of Jamaica, Senator the Honorable Thomas Tavares Pinson, OJCD, Casey, President of the Senate and Commissioner of the Electoral Commission of Jamaica. Yes, he's going to sign off on this. Senator Ransford Bryan, CDKC, Government, Senate. All right. Senator Dana Scott Motley, Parliamentary Opposition, Senate. Right? And Mr. Anthony Ilton, CD, MP, Parliamentary Opposite, right, out of Opposition, out of Representative. Mr. U. Small, KC, Consultant, Counsel, and nominee of the Leader of the Parliamentary Opposition. Dr. the Honorable Light Barnett, OJ, National Constitutional Law Expert, right? So, you know, say no impeachment at my night, and yet I'm a law expert. Professor Richard Albert, International Constitutional Law Expert, University of Texas.
Wait one second, but all of these people never sign.
Yeah, but we'll show you. We'll show you who signed.
Okay.
We'll show you who signed. Dr. David Henry, Wider Society Faith Base. Dr. Nadine Spence, Civil Society Social and Political Commentator. Mistress Lalita David Mattis, CDJP National Council of Reparations. Mr. Sujay Boswell, Advisor on Youth Strategic Engagement. Dr. Elaine McCarthy, Chairperson, Jamaica Umbrella Group of Churches. You see what I'm telling about the churches, right? And this lady, right?
She's so tribal. She's so tribal. I heard her on Beyond the Headlines one day. She is so tribal.
All right. I'm telling you, let us find the signature and show the Jamaican people who signed up. You understand? As it relates to Andrew Ones, get out of card, get out of their card. So let us go to the final document. And then we come back to Herb to wrap us up. All right, people, here's the evidence. Let us look.
showing the signature.
All right. This constitutes the report of the Constitutional Reform Committee on the transition to the Republic of Jamaica and other matters, phase 1. This is how they talk about phase 1, right? Everything should just done all at once. But the phase 1 and promise about phase 2 now come to about 20 years, like Andrew still wants. But we're glad to stop him. Dated the 3rd day of May 2024. Person who signed it, Honorable Marlene Malawu Fort, Chairman. All right. Dr. Derek McCoy, here's his signature, sign off. Senator Ransford Brown, right? See here, Dr. Anthony Hilton did not sign. Mark, see the people? He did not sign. So this shows you that Mr. Hilton is one of our heroes, right? Who's supporting and protecting the Jamaican people.
Exactly, Escobar.
Right? From the
She never
destruction that would have
the
come.
church.
Right? Dr. the Honorable Light Barnett, there is signature. Dr. David Henry, there is signature. Right? Miss Lalita Davis Matheson, signature. Dr. Elaine McCarthy, signature. Let us go over on the right. Ambassador Rocky Mead, here is signature at the top. Senator Honorable Tamar and Thomas Tavares Finson, here is signature at the top. Senator Donna Scott Motley, there is no signature. She's one of our heroes, right? Mr. Hugh Small, one of our heroes. So the 3 persons who did not sign this document, and if they had done that, Jamaica would face the abyss of hell. So we want to say a big thanks to Anthony Hilton, Senator Donna Scott Motley, Mr. Hugh Small. Jamaica people love you dearly. Here it is.
Everybody is signed.
Professor Richard Albert, sign the document. Dr. Nadine Spence, sign the document. And Mr. J. Patwell, sign off on the document. People, you see the level of viciousness. Here is the document. Here is the proof of all of them who signed up. And some of them, the majority of them, right, weren't even going to the meeting, right? Weren't even going to many of the meetings. They absent so many times and still come sign off on a document like that, right? So to show you, right, they didn't even
never take it serious.
They missed so many meetings.
And still sign.
And they just sign. The level of viciousness. So I'm glad I told the people, all those persons who signed. So here comes, we are at the end of our program and we are going to ask Sir Herb to take us out with his final word for us.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You know, it's amazing to me that a Rhodes Scholar, a man who speaks 5 languages, that has his PhD, been through military training, would sit up there and let people of this lesser ilk convince him that he should sign a document that he knows to be a troubled document. It's just simple. Of the opposite, not to sign until it shows some balance and reasoning. Now, we've got to look at the leader, the actual leader himself. We know that this is a man who under the statutory declaration of assets, liabilities, and income with Integrity Commission, his filing has amounted to zero. It's unacceptable, right? You pointed out the fallacy of having a $800 million asset, and it's nowhere to be found in their filing. And now you have the fact that it has not been accepted in 3 years. 14 for this man to make some move, and the move that he chooses to make is to set his future and that of everybody, every shyster in the party like him, to give them cover. Now, what did we hear when he first ran? I believe it was 2015. We had a lot of things he declared within 100 days. Right? He's going to set up to ensure there's a set date for voting in Jamaica. Within 100 days, he was going to have Parliament come up with a way to hold politicians accountable and to set a standard that would include the ability to recall and the ability to impeach.
Yeah.
All of these things within 100 days. Now, what do we see? We see where he's trying to reverse those words by enshrining the opposite in a document that we all would have to live with over the next probably 50 years.
Pack up and marry him, I want to go to bed.
Now, folks, my mom didn't raise no fool, but when I look for something on diaspora, with him coming out and stating that people with the dual nationality should be allowed to run. He said that earlier.
Exactly.
But now here, we're nowhere to be found in this new document that he wants everybody to sign off on. So is the diaspora being punished for being so outspoken, to be so bold? What's going on? Right? So let's look at something else. 7 years for the new president in office, and whoa, he has the same rights as the current governor general.
Yep.
Where he cannot be charged with any criminality, such as failure to file, such as any other lies that have been told that would amount to perjury, unofficial form, unofficial filing, right? But if he commits treason, but we know he's not going there, we know his intent is for the opposition to sign off on the document, and then he can wheel and deal. They have enough power in Parliament. So if he resigns, somebody else takes over, the document becomes the new constitution, and they vote him in as president. They nominate him, and he's going to get it. Several things happen, right? He has, there is 9 senators out of 27 that goes to the opposition. The ruling party has believe it's is it 12, and then 13,
15, I think.
15, and then he will have another three nominees that he can votes that he has the power to flip to the party. So they'll have 18 senators to the opposition's 9. And you need 2/3 of the Senate to vote to pass anything of great consequence to the country.
Exactly.
Right? So where this, well, I've always said, figures lie, and that's a quote from somebody, and liars figure.
Yes.
And that's what we see here in motion.
Yes.
That all of these things that didn't happen within 100 days gets written off.
Yes.
And these new things come to pass, and he's home, sliding to home plate, and they can't touch him.
Yes.
Right? He just brushes it off. We want him held accountable. And what needs to happen is the DPP acting needs to take action with regards to 4 years running and no accurate declaration. Start the ball rolling.
It's crazy.
Charge him. Right? Let's put the charge there.
He needs to be charged.
He needs to be charged. Because here you recall a member of the opposition and you charge him. Even though he had paid up, but he didn't pay it in the required time frame, and you charged him.
You charged him.
So charge this guy. Right? Don't let him abuse the system because everybody else wants to do it. The people in the sports world, at the various heads of sporting bodies, they do the same thing. They end up in court right now, but they are abusing the system.
Yes.
You have a mayor out in Hanover running a ghost league, abusing the system.
Abusing the system.
Right? All of these people that they see what he's doing and he's getting away with, and guess what? His own party people who should show some integrity, who know that good governance comes from transparency and accountability in everything we're doing. We here in the Northeast United States, we're still asking, where did the $460,000 US that we collected and donated to the government to help out during COVID, where did it go?
Exactly.
Where's the $1.7 billion that the Auditor General has declared as missing or unaccounted for? Where did that go? See, folks, the hits just keep on coming.
Yep.
But here in the diaspora, we're fed up. We had a protest in March in Miami. We had another protest 3 weeks ago in New York City. Over 350 people. And on the 15th of June, we'll have another protest here in Washington, D.C. We are pointing out to the government, we are not 9-day wonders, that we are the diaspora. We recall things, we document things, and we're tired of you pulling the wool over the eyes of the Jamaican people. You get a $750 million loan during COVID, then you have to tell people who can afford a computer, probably can't even afford the broadband. You tell them that to get the money that they were supposed to receive, they have to go online and register. Do you have a library in their neighborhoods that has computers that they can go and use those computers and register, or be shown how to use a computer in the first place? You're being disingenuous. You're being conniving. Again, figures lie and liars figure. You're going to have these people to pay back that money, and they never got the grants that they were supposed to be receiving. But they have to pay it back. Right? None of this makes sense. And so you have to be stopped. Somebody in your party needs to replace you. You're taking the party in the wrong direction. And you need a good old-fashioned cleansing. Probably have you go down to the Black River and get yourself rebaptized again. That would probably make a believer out of me.
Exactly.
But you're not going to do that because you're bigger than everybody else. You're better, you're bolder, and you're a liar.
Yes.
You need to ask your people for forgiveness. You need to change direction. Without that, you're not going back into office. And you need, at this point, to have that DPP prosecute, because that is her job.
Exactly.
Right? You don't need to bring the old one back. You don't need to defy the court order and keep her in place. She needs to go. She messed up big time. So that's it for me. I mean, you have made your case, my friend.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
You know, we all agree. We're all in agreement.
Thank you very much. I want to say a big thank to Daisy Maria, Daisy Magazine, right, to come and spend her lovely time with us. Also, Pamela, a big thank you to come and spend your precious time with
Bless
us.
up yourself. Bless up yourself.
Exactly. People remember to do, right? Daisy Magazine, and people, hold on, let us just play the Daisy Magazine thing again to remind us, right, to make sure that you are supporting Daisy Magazine. It's up there.
Yes, just hold on. So Mr. Rattigan had apologized for not being here. Apparently there's something that he couldn't get out of.
Yes.
So he wasn't able to make it. We did send a message a bit earlier on that I'm just seeing. So he sent his apologies that he wasn't able
to make it.
He couldn't get the
Yes.
And also, let me just bring up Daisy Magazine and then I'll
magazine aiming to captivate and empower. Look no further than Daisy Magazine. Daisy Magazine is the leading online publication in the US. Subscribe to Daisy Magazine, the digital subscription publication. Subscribe at www.magster.com/p/Daisy. Subscribe to the leading online publication, Daisy Magazine.
Okay, and please also,
if you're looking for an
please also remember the march that's coming up on June 15th, and that will be in Washington, D.C., 1520 New Hampshire Avenue, Northwest Washington, D.C., and that will be in front of the Jamaican Embassy, and it will be from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and of course we're raising our voice against corruption, crime, poverty, failed healthcare, poor education, and a laundry list of other things that's taking place there that is not correct. All right. And also remember the one that is coming up in Canada here.
Jamaica Diaspora Crime Intervention and Prevention Task Force, in association with the Global Jamaican Diaspora Council, presents on the 26th of July 2024 Jamaicans and Friends of Jamaica. Join us in conference as we speak against corruption, crime, poverty, failed healthcare, poor education, and this takes place on the 26th of July at 1320 Ellesmere Road, Ontario, Canada. This conference starts 3 till 10 p.m. Guest speakers on the day: Wayne Lonesome, Will Rattigan, Mystic Sensation, Herb Nelson Jr., Aromatic, Sister Maria, Jamaican Carlos, Dr. Rupert Francis, Jeffrey Tavares, and more. This is going to be a very important event for all Jamaicans and friends of Jamaica. Don't miss this event if you care about our country. Jamaicans in the diaspora, we can make a difference.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me say a big thanks to you all, and that ends tonight's show. Right?
Yes, before you go, thank you, Mystic Sensation, and Marie, thank you.
Freeze up again.
Come, you know, the word is love, you know, and you know, these protests, it would be nice for somebody in Jamaica to take on the task of having one of these protests in Jamaica. It doesn't have, if they don't want to give them promise, they can do a town hall style meeting, because you have to take it through them. Because
I suggested
Jamaica should have the current constitution, and the freedom of speech has not been taken away, and they cannot.
It gone out again.
Allow for somebody, you know, with the strength, the stamina, the determination to really take on the task of doing a protest in Jamaica.
Indeed.
Right.
I see here also, folks, where a suggestion is being made that we put in an audio recording the proposal in the Constitution for those who do not read. And that would make a lot of sense.
Yes.
Right? And folks, look, it's been a pleasure again to be your guest and to speak with my sisters, Kamala and Maria.
Blessings.
And look, we're blessings and we're blessed and we're able to speak up for others who can't speak for themselves.
Amen.
And it's good to know that you guys are on the job and keeping us all free and clear of these oppressive people that call themselves a government. So have a good night, everybody.
All right. Blessings.
Blessings.
All right. Any last word?
Yeah, man. Thank you again for having me. Thank you for promoting my platform. I always love to come and share with you. Just to remind the viewers on your platform that the people on TikTok, my platform, were also tuned into the show. They found it very enjoyable. As a matter of fact, church.
Awesome.
My program is called Politics Church Nicely, and one person said, "Boy, the church still pack."
Yeah.
You know, because normally we would have ended already. So, thank you for the opportunity. It was an excellent discussion. Sister Maria, it was my pleasure to meet you. I think that you're a very You're a very extremely intelligent person, and I love how you reason. So it was my pleasure to share the platform with you. And Sir Herb, as usual, thank you again, Mystic and
Thank you,
Anne-Marie, for having me.
Kamala.
You're most welcome.
All right. Here you go. You have it, people, the best of the best. And of course, definitely, coming Thursday, meet the Titans.
Definitely.
They'll be rolling out.
Amen.
All right. And the Titans, we cut it different over there, Raw. You're raw.
Indeed.
Let me say that. All right. So